All right, so this video, I will go through another trial paper. This video, I will go through the Addmaths paper, and this is the Terengganu trial 2024, and it's the paper one. Okay, Kertas 1. So let's start. Okay, number one. So this is a function question. Diagram one shows a graph of gx equals to modulus 5 minus px for domain x in between -1 and 2. So if they give you this thing, it means they only draw the graph, and the first point punya x coordinate is -1, the last point punya y coordinate is 2. Yeah, that's what this means. All right, so it means there's a restriction lah to the graph, right? They want to restrict the x coordinate for the first point to be -1 and the last point to be 2. Okay, they give us the equation of the graph. Let's write down gx equals to modulus 5 minus px. And then they give us some points here, and they said find value of p and q, 2 marks. Okay, first of all, let's try to find where is P first. So they want to find P, right? So where is P here? Okay, P is not in the graph, it's in the equation actually. So we can find P easily, yeah, very easy. Because the equation is gx equals to modulus 5 minus px. So if you want to find P, you just need to have x and y. Gx and y is the same thing, because your y-axis is gx, right? It means the gx is the y coordinate lah. Okay, you understand, So this whole thing is actually the y, right? And then x. So since they ask you to find p, all you need to do is just substitute the x and y inside this equation, right? If you want to find p, you can add x dengan y, then you boleh cari p dah. But you cannot simply substitute with any point you want. You have to substitute satu point yang ada passes through. Okay, what do I mean by passes through means you have to make sure the point you sub inside here, it needs to passes through the graph. The graph needs to passes through that point, then only you can use that point. So can you name me any point that you can use here? I already see it. It's this point, right? 5080. This point cannot because you don't have the y coordinate. So you need to have both the x coordinate and the y coordinate. This point also cannot because you don't know the y coordinate. And the q also cannot lah because you don't know what's q, right? So the only point that makes sense here is 5080. So what I will do is I will write PT, which stands for passes through 5080. And then now I'll just sub x 508 y0. So it becomes 0. So this whole thing is the y, equals to modulus 5 minus px. For the x, you just sub 508. Now you can do, okay, you can buat dalam modulus dulu. So you become 5 minus, okay, p times 5 is 5p over 8. So this one you only darab atas saja. When you times, you only times 5 only. All right, now you end up with this. Okay, how to do this? You have to pindah modulus. You have to pindah modulus. And when you pindah modulus to the other side, there will be two answers. One positive, one negative. But 0, there's no negative, right? -0 is still 0. Because 0, 0 is special lah. Dia tak ada positive, negative. So you can just ignore the positive, negative. Just write 0 equals 5 minus 5p over 8. Okay? It means the modulus already pindah to the other side. Come plus minus. But 0 tak ada plus minus mah. So that's why it's just one answer only. Okay, now you can find P. I can make this positive first, right? Pindah sini jadi positive equals to 5. And then P equals to 5. Okay, 8 dekat bawah mah. Bawah means divide, pindah jadi times. And then times 5 jadi bahagi 5. Potong, and then you get your P is 8. After you get your P8, you can put inside the equation gx equals to modulus 5 minus p, which is 8x. And now you can find q. And do you realize q is actually the x-intercept of the graph? Sorry, the y-intercept. Sorry, the y-intercept. 5 over 8 is the x-intercept. Okay, so q is actually the y-intercept, the pitasan y. So even though I don't know what's q, but I know the y-coordinate will be 0. Sorry. Oh my god, why I keep on... this one is the x-coordinate is 0. Sorry. Because it's the y-intercept. Y-intercept. So y-intercept, x equals 0. X-intercept, y equals 0. So point Q is the y-intercept. So the x-coordinate should be 0. And now you just sub in the x0, x0 and the yq sub inside this, then you can get your q. Okay? But if you don't find your p first, you can't find your q. Do you agree? Because if you don't know your p, then this will be px, and yeah, you can't find it, right? That's why I find p first. Okay, let's sub now. So I'll just write 0q, right? So x you sub 0, y you sub q. So the whole gx change to q equals to modulus 5 minus 8x. For the x you sub 0 lah. So now it becomes modulus. Okay, 8 times 0 is 0, and then 5 minus 0 is just 5. So modulus 5 is 5 lah. So this is your q answer, and this is your p answer. So p equals to 8, q equals to 5. Okay, that's all. Done. Okay, number 2, let's read the question. Given that the quadratic equation px squared minus 9qx plus 9p equals 0. Okay, this is already in general form. Because you can see the A, B, C, right? The A is P, the B is negative 9Q, the C is 9P. Where P and Q are constant, has two equal roots. Find P ratio Q. When you see this word, two equal roots, you have to immediately think about this formula. B squared minus 4AC equals 0. You learn this in Form 4, Chapter 2.2. Okay? 2.2, you learn about type of roots, and whenever the question says two equal roots, the discriminant is always 0. Okay, discriminant means this one lah, the b square minus 4ac. Dalam bahasa Melayu, pembeza layan. Okay, this one we call it pembeza layan, b square minus 4ac. So they want us to find p ratio q, right? It means they never ask you to find p and q separately. I repeat, P ratio Q means they are not asking you to find P and Q separately. They are asking you to find P over Q all together like this. Because ratio can change to fraction like this. So your job is not to find P and Q separately. It's impossible. But you can try to find P and Q all together like this. It's possible. Okay, I'll show you how. Okay, I'll show you how later. So first thing first is let's do B squared minus 4AC equals 0 first. So I already write down the formula atas here. So I just have to put in the B, which is negative 9Q. Oh, and also you can straight away do like that is because the equation is in general form already. If it's not in general form, you better make it into general form first. Okay, the A is P, and then the C is 9P. And now you can see that your equation have P and Q, but it's okay. Let's expand this. You get 81Q squared, right? Okay, when you square the negative become positive. Negative 4 times P, which is negative 4P, times 9, which is negative 36. P times P is P squared equals 0. Okay, now I'm stuck here because my equation have P and Q, but I told you already, you don't need to find P and Q separately. You need to find P over Q all together like this. And the method is very easy. You first need to pindah yang ada P on one side, yang ada Q on one side, so that it becomes like this. Something P equals to something Q, right? And then you just need to pindah the Q ke bawah, and then pindah this number there, then you get your answer already. I repeat one more time. How to convert this to P over Q? First, you need to make sure it looks like this. Something P equals to something Q. It means the P, I have to place it on one side, the Q, I have to place it on the other side. And then I simply just pina a bit, and then I'll get my P ratio Q, right? So let's do that now. I want only P on one side. So yang ada P, I letak on one side, and the rest, yang ada Q, I put on the other side. So 81, when I move that, become negative 81 Q square. Okay. Uh, P square. Okay, the negative and negative you can cut actually. So you just left with 36 P square equals to 81 Q square, right? Because when you pindah the negative to the other side, you just tukar tanda lah, okay? Okay, now don't forget you want P over Q. So what you can do is, okay, you can pindah now, right? So now it's like something P square equals something Q square, right? Okay, I know got square, but it's okay. Let's just do this now. So you pindah the Q square, so dia duduk bawah sekarang, P square over Q square, right? And then on the other side, it will be 81 over 36. Because the 36 moved there, right? It means that the Q square, when move over here, dia duduk bawah, the 36 move to the other side, become bawah like that. Okay, this one can potong, right? So if you press calculator, the calculator will simplify for you 9 over 4. Okay, but of course, this is not your answer. They ask for P ratio Q, bukan P square ratio Q square. So the square, how to get rid of the square? Very easy. Because P square over Q square is the same as P over Q square. Because they both have square, so you can write it like this, right? Equals to 9 over 4. So how to find P over Q? What do you think? You just square root lah. You just bina to the outside becomes square root 9 over 4. And the answer will come out 3 over 2. Okay, when you square root, usually got two answer plus minus. But you need to know that ratio tak ada negative. Ratio tak ada negative. That's why I never write the negative answer. Because even if I write the negative answer, later I will reject the negative answer anyways. So I don't even bother writing it. So that's the answer. P ratio Q is 3 ratio 2. But make sure you write nicely for them. P dot dot Q like this. And then you just write 3 ratio 2. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay, this is the answer. Okay, sudah siap. Let's do B. B says one root of the equation. Okay, use sopo. Yeah, use sopo. If they say root, but they never say two different roots, two equal roots, or no roots, right? If they say that, then you do B squared minus 4AC bigger 0 if it's two different roots, equal if two equal roots, equal B squared minus 4AC equals 0. If it's no roots, B squared minus 4AC is smaller 0. But if they never say two different roots, two equal roots, or no roots, they just say like one root is 3 times the other root. This one confirm you use the support method. Okay, before I read the question, I'll tell you the support formula first. The solve formula is x1 plus x2 equals negative b over a. The POR formula, x1 times x2 equals c over a. And the final formula is when you want to form equation, right? When you want to form equation, you will use this x square minus SOR x plus POR equals 0. So these are the three formulas you learn in SOPO, right? And you will use which formula? Okay, depend on what the question wants lah. Let's read. One root of this equation is 3 times the other root. Okay, let's write out the equation first. Okay, make sure it's in general form. Is it in general form? Yes. Your A, B, and C, you can read it clearly. That means it's already in general form. And they said one root is 3 times the other root. What is root? Root means x. Okay, x. Or you can say like the solution, right? So one of the answer, one of the x solution answer is 3 times the other answer. So I can let my x1 equals to alpha, my x2 equals to 3 alpha. Okay. Of course, you don't need to use alpha. You can use whatever alphabet you want. Just don't use K lah, because K is in the question already. So just use whatever. You want to use lambda also can, beta also can, or the alphabet M also can, like whatever. Just use whatever. Okay, but I'll use alpha lah. Okay, now they say find the value of K. So yeah, you can use SOPO, right? Okay, I don't think I'll be using this formula. This formula only used when they ask us to form equation. And we don't need to form equation, right? We just need to find K. So use this SOR and POR formula. Okay, the SOR formula is x1 plus x2 equals negative B over A. In this case, it would be alpha plus 3 alpha, x1 plus x2, right? Equals to negative B over A. And the equation B is negative 12, the A is 1. That is why it's important to make sure your equation is in general form first. If it's not, then you can't put in your BA here, right? So always make sure in general form before you do SOPO. Kalau tak, you tak boleh baca you punya ABC. Alright, so now you will get 4 alpha equals to positive 12 and alpha equals to 3. Sudah siap? But the soalan never ask you to find alpha. They ask you to find K, right? So don't stop here. Keep going. You do the POR. The POR formula is x1 times x2 equals C over A. For the x1, x2, it will be alpha times 3 alpha. C over A is just K over 1. So alpha times 3 alpha, 3 alpha square equals to K over 1. But I do know alpha is 3. So just sub inside. 3 square is 9. 9 times 3, 27. This is your final answer. Not this one. But you need this. You need to do this. Because if you don't have this, how then you cannot sub here already. So you have to show all of it for your working lah, right? Okay, but the final answer is 27. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, I want to continue with number 3. So let's look at number 3. This is a vector question. Diagram 2 shows two vectors O, A, M. Okay, label. Okay, the arrow they already draw for me, so I don't have to draw already. O to B is N. So O to B, the arrow sudah betul. Vector N. Okay. Now they say find value of A and B such that, okay, A minus 2M equals 3A plus BN. They want to find A and B. Okay, this is easy. This is easy. Because vector M and vector N, they are not parallel, right? Do you agree? They are not parallel. One is facing this way, one is facing this way. So they have different directions. So therefore, they are not parallel. And in vectors, if they are not parallel, it means these two vectors tak boleh equal. Dia can tak boleh equal. If dia parallel, you boleh equal. Tapi kena tambah lambda. Alright? That's the basic. Kalau dua vector parallel, you boleh equal. Tapi kena tambah lambda. Because the lambda represents the ratio. Tapi kalau tak parallel, you tak boleh equal. When two vectors are not parallel, tak boleh equal. But look at this. The soalan equal. So if the two vectors are not parallel and they go and equal, then you just take the coefficient equals 0. So it'll be A minus 2 equals 0. And then the other one, 3A plus B equals 0. Yeah. And then you just find A and B, and then that's all, right? So what is your A? 2. And then sub inside 3 times 2 plus B equals 0. Your B will be 3 times 2 is 6. Pindah sana jadi negative 6. And that's all. That's the answer, right? So when two vectors are not parallel, then you just take the coefficient of the two vector equals 0, right? Like that. That's all. Sudah siap. Okay, let's continue. Number 4. Number 4 is a differentiation. So given y equals to this, if I am you, I will straight away expand, right? Because if it's differentiation, before you do differentiation or integration, kalau boleh expand, memang kena expand dulu. So let's just expand it now. I don't even care what the soalan asks. I just want to expand it now. So when you expand it, what you get? uh 3 square, which is 9. 3 times negative 2, negative 6, and then times 2, right? So negative 12x power 3 plus 4x power 6. Okay, all right. So this is another way to write the y equation. All right, this one is after expand. This one is before expand. Okay, wait, is it correct? X power 3 square, right? So yeah, correct. Okay, let's see what they want here. A, find dy dx and give your answer in this form such that A, B, and C are constant. Okay, actually, if they want you to write dy dx in this form, it's better you take this to differentiate. Yeah. if you differentiate this one, I think can also, you will get the same answer. I'll show you both lah. I'll show you both. Okay, so let's take this one to differentiate 3 minus 2x power 3 power 2. So how do we divide dx? Okay, of course you can expand first and then you differentiate using the normal way lah, the regular method. But this one, there is another method to differentiate. Okay, and the method is you straight away take the power darab dengan nombor depan, right? Nombor depan sini. But if but you can only use this method when depan sini tak ada x. If depan sini ada x, then you have to use the UV formula already. Okay, but this one tak ada x ini kan, so boleh buat. So 2 times depan here become 2 and then bracket 3 minus 2x power 3 and then power have to minus 1, which is 1 lah. But the power 1 no need to write. And don't forget, if you use this method, you have to open another bracket and then differentiate dalam bracket sekali lagi. So differentiate 3 is 0 and then differentiate negative 2x power 3 is negative 6x squared. And then you end up with this, and your final answer would be 2 times negative 6x squared, which is negative 12x squared, and then 3 minus 2x power 3, and then power, nothing power lah, power 1. So you can see that this is the final answer, because they say give your answer in this form. So do you realize my answer is already in this form? You see ax power b, so negative 12x power 2, 3 minus 2x power 3 power c, like power c, yeah. So this is the answer lah. Okay. Okay, let me show you another method. Another method is you differentiate using this one. It means you expand first, then you differentiate. Can also, you get the same. Okay, but if you differentiate 9, you get 0. Differentiate negative 12x power 3, you have to take 3 times negative 12, negative 36, and then power minus 1, x power 2. And then differentiate this is 24x power 2. But if you do it like this, your answer will not be in this form, right? It's okay, you factorize lah. You factorize. How to factorize? Sorry, this one is 4x power 5, right? This one, not power 2, sorry. Okay, so where I left off just now, factorize, right? Factorize. So how do we factorize? Okay, 36 and 24, they both can divide 12, right? And since you want this to be, okay, and also x squared and x power 5, you can factorize x power 2, right? That's the common factor, right? X power 2, x power 2, right? But if you take out like this, later this will not be 3. So if your answer they want in form of like this positive 3, it means the negative you have to take it out also. So that when you take negative 36 divided negative 2, you end up with positive 3. Because if you don't take out the negative, then here will be negative 3, and they already say here they want it to be like positive 3, right? Okay, what about x squared? Okay, the x squared hilang already because I already factorized it out. I already write outside. What about the positive 24? Well, you divide negative 12 lah. So you end up with negative 2, and then x power 5 divide x power 2 is just x power 3. And you can see that this answer is exactly the same with this answer. So either way works, right? You want to do it like that also can. You want to do it like that also can. Up to you. Okay. But of course, this is much more faster lah, because you straight away differentiate, right? This one is a bit slower because you have to expand, and then after expand, you differentiate. After differentiate, I have to factorize again. So it's a bit slow. But you can do it like that also. Yeah, you get full mark also. It's the same answer. Okay, now I want to talk about B. B says find small change. So automatic is a small change question, and the symbol we use is delta. Okay, and the formula in small change is dy dx is almost equals to delta y delta x. Okay, this is the formula we use when we are doing small change question. Okay, let's read first. Find small change in y means delta y lah. Okay, delta y, when x increases from 1 to 1.03, it means x, the old value is 1, and then the new value is 1.03. If they give you the old value and the new value, you can find out the change in x, which is the delta x. So 1.03 minus 1 is 0.03. And don't forget the formula. Dy dx is almost equals to delta y or delta x. Delta y is the final answer. Delta x is already have 0.03. So if I want to find delta y, I need to have my dy dx, right? I need to have my dy dx value. And now actually we have the dy dx value is this one, right? But you cannot straight away sub inside. You cannot straight away sub inside. You need to sub the x with the old value of x first. Yeah. So that means you want to write this inside, boleh, but the x you have to sub with the x value, and you have to sub with the old value. Always sub with the old value. Okay, old value. So it will become negative 12 bracket square big bracket 3 minus 2x power 3 like this. And for the x you have to sub with the x old value, which is 1 like this. And then calculate this first, then only you can sub inside, right? Okay, I already straight away write it here. So now I will pass all this in my calculator lah. Okay, 1 power 3 is 1 times negative 2, negative 3 minus 2, 1 times 1 and negative 12. and then this is delta y 0.03, and now you can get your delta y. It will be negative 12 times 0.03. What is the answer? Okay, my calculator give me 0.36. Okay, 0.36. If you want to write in fraction, can also. It will be negative 9 over 25. Okay, it's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So yeah, can also. Okay, so that's, yeah. So this is worth how many marks? 4 marks. Okay. All right, let's continue with number 5. This looks like an integration question to me. Okay, diagram 3 shows a part of curve x equals gy. Okay, so the equation is x is the subject, right? So I think later it's better to integrate towards y, so that later when you substitute, it's like much more easy, right? Okay, because it's like the equation is x. Okay, if you integrate to dx towards x, then here you have to put in you have to make y the subject, right? And I think this one you have to integrate towards y, but it's okay. Let's finish reading first. So diagram 3 shows part of curve dari y0 y5. So y0 y5. Okay, boleh. So far so good. Given the area of region A is 10 unit square, okay, label lah. So this A is 10, okay, and the area of region B is 4, okay, 4, okay, unit square. Find the value of integrate 0 to 5 gy dy. Okay, let's find out where is this region first. Integrate gy 0 5 gy dy. Okay, where is this region? So it's they want integrate towards y-axis, and they want it to integrate this curve. So this is the curve, and they want it to integrate towards y from 0 to 5. It means from here, 5 is here, right? So it means they want the region from here and here lah. It means you just plus together lah. It means you just plus together, right? But you cannot take 10 plus 4. Don't do that. Because when you, okay, this two area, you cannot do it, you cannot integrate satu kali. You have to integrate separately to get these two areas. Let me tell you why. Okay, how to get this? So how to get this area is actually integrate from 0 to 2, and then gy dy, right? That's how you get the how to say, the 4, okay, or the area of B, yeah. And then plus with the other one is integrate 2 to 5, right? 2 to 5 gy dy. Okay, this one is how to get area of A, right? And when you take this one plus this one, you will get this, right? But wrong, wrong. Because you are integrate towards y-axis, you have to make sure you check whether the area is on the left side or the right side. If it's on the left side, when you integrate, it will come out negative. And this side, if it's on the right side, it will come out positive. It means this one have to put modulus. Yeah, it means if you want to find the total area of this and this using integration, this is how your working looks like, right? So what you have to put in here is 4, right? But for this one, you have to put in negative 10. Okay, yeah, you have to put in negative 10. Actually, the modulus no need to write lah. Yeah, the modulus no need to write. You just need to understand that when you integrate left hand side, it will come out negative. If you're using y-axis lah, if you're using y-axis, if you integrate towards y-axis and your shaded region is on the left side, then it will come out negative. So this is on the left side of the y-axis, that's why it comes out negative, right? So that's why it becomes like this. So you end up with negative 6, right? That's the answer. Okay. Okay, I know some student might ask, hey sir, if it's negative 10, then why not they write negative 10 here? Why they put positive 10? Because they already modulus lah. Because this is area ma. Area mana ada negative. Area mesti positive mah. They already modulus siap-siap for you already. That's why it's positive 10, right? But before they modulus, it's actually negative, right? If you don't do the modulus, it's actually negative 10, right? It's just that they already, when they are finding area, they will modulus it for you, right? So hope you understand my explanation, and yeah, that's all. Okay, let's do B. Given that differentiate this thing equals to this, find the value of this. Okay, this type of question is very common in the exam. Yeah, it comes out a lot, right? And okay, I'll just show you how to do it. First of all, if they tell you differentiate something equals to something, you can straight away find out the integration of the answer already. Because if they say differentiate this equals to this, it means what? Integrate gx dx equals to x squared over x plus 5, right? How I know is because, okay, this d stands for differentiate. When you pindah sini, it becomes integrate. And then this dx, dia duduk bawah, right? So when you pindah sini, you write atas like this. So now it becomes what? Integrate gx dx, which is this one, equals to the original thing lah, right? So it's like differentiate this equals to gx. It means integrate gx, you get back this, right? Okay, but the question asks for other stuff. The question asks for integrate 0 to, okay, This one, you can see there's two terms inside the bracket, right? So you learned before, if I give you, for example, integrate b to a, okay, b to a, and let's say there's two terms, fx plus minus gx dx, okay, you can actually separate this. Becomes integrate ba fx dx plus minus integrate ba gx dx. Okay, you learn this in properties of definite integral. Okay, ciri-ciri kamaran tentu ada 5. There's 5 properties, and this is one of the properties. Okay, when there's two terms inside one integral, you can separate it like this. Okay, so this one you can apply this formula. So it becomes integrate x squared dx plus integrate 0 to gx dx. So this is how you separate it, right? Okay, and for this, I already know the answer. Integrate gx dx is here already, right? But you have to write x squared over x plus 5 lah, because integrate this one is x squared plus x plus 5. But wait. Do you realize this one have the number here limit from 0 to 2, but this one don't have, right? It means you have to put in the 2 0 later. You have to sub the 2 inside and then sub the 0 inside and then minus. Okay. Because this one other number but this one other number, right? So just put the number at the back like this lah, and then later ganti masuk, right? Okay, so now let's ganti now. So later it will have two bracket like this. The first bracket you have to sub 2 inside lah, and then the next bracket sub 0 inside, and then the middle here must be minus. Okay. Okay, what is sub 2 inside here? 2 square 4. X plus 5, 2 plus 5, 7. Sub 0, 0 square is 0. Okay, 0 divide anything is 0. So this one is 0. So you end up with 4 or 7. But you still have to plus with this thing. Okay, this one you cannot sub this. You cannot use this information for this. Cannot. Because they are not the same thing. This one is integrate gx. The one I want is integrate x squared. So they are not the same thing. So for this one, you have to integrate yourself without using this information. Just integrate yourself. So how to do that? Just take the power plus 1 and then divide with the new power. This is how you integrate. Okay, power plus 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3, and then divide 3. And then here, don't forget the 2 0. And you do the same thing like just now lah. You sub in 2 inside, sub 0 inside, and then tengah-tengah minus. Okay, sub 2, you get 8 over 3. Because 2 power 3 is 8. 0 power 3 is 0, 0, 3, 0. So here you get 8 over 3. Now you just plus these two in your calculator, and then you should be able to get your answer already. Okay, my calculator give me 68 over 21. So that is the answer. Okay, Surah siap. Okay, number 6. What is this? Diagram 4 shows a quadrilateral PQRS. Okay, I think this is coordinate geometry lah. So quadrilateral PQRS. EQRS. Okay, it looks like a trapezium to me. Okay, it looks like a trapezium, but I don't know whether it's trapezium or not. If it's trapezium, this line and this line will be parallel. But the question never says trapezium, so let's not assume. Let's not assume. Okay. So let's keep reading first. Given that the coordinate R is H negative H. Okay, label lah. R H negative H. Where H is positive. Yeah lah, makes sense lah, because your H is here right? So definitely your H must be positive, right? If your H is negative, then it doesn't make sense already, right? Because how can this number be negative, right? It's at the right side of the 0, so definitely it's positive. Okay, so the length of SR is square root 128. Let's label. Where's SR? It's here lah. So I'll just draw another line, because the 0 kacau, right? So I just draw another line and then I write square root 128. So this is the distance. Okay, and then O is the midpoint of SR. So I can take square root 128 divide by 2, and then I'll get the distance here, right? And let's do it now. Let's use the calculator, right? Just press square root 128 and then divide 2. Okay, my calculator give me 4 square root 2, right? So that's the distance here and here. Okay. Okay, so my calculator already simplified the cert for me lah. Okay, it's okay. Now let's do A. A says calculate the value of H. How to find H? Okay, we all know the O coordinate will be 0, 0, right? And S coordinate, I don't know. But it's okay, because I have the distance of OR, which is 4 square root 2. And the point R, walaupun you tak ada X coordinate and Y coordinate, but they both are like same value. The X coordinate and the Y coordinate is the same value. It's just different sign, right? Because it's H negative H. So for example, if your X coordinate is 3, right? If this one is 3, then this will be negative 3. If this one 5, this one is negative 5. This one 6, this one negative 6. This one 7, this one negative 7. So in other words, it's okay if you don't have both the coordinate, because they are like just opposite sign of each other. So I think you can use the distance formula to do it. So we already know the distance of OR, okay, which is 4 square root 2. So now we can use the distance formula and do it lah. Okay, do you know what's the distance formula? The formula is like this: square root bracket square plus bracket square. First bracket you have to put x1 minus x2. This one you have to put y1 minus y2. And this formula actually come from Pythagoras theorem. Yeah, this formula actually is come from the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so it will be bracket square plus bracket square, and the inside the first bracket you have to put in the x minus x, but for coordinate for point O and point R. So point O, point R, x minus x. So I will take h minus 0. This one I have to take y minus y, but it has to be O and R. So negative h minus 0 like this. Okay, h minus 0 is just h, so it's just h square lah. Negative h minus 0 is negative h square is positive h square. The square root I can move to the other side, so it becomes 4 square root 2, the whole thing square like this. Okay, h square plus h square, 2h square. This one, both also have to square, so 4 square is 16. And when you take square root 2 square, you just end up with 2. Because the square root and square, they can cancel, they can cut. Okay, you can potong them. When you have square root square, you can potong. Okay, you left with this now, so now it becomes 2h square equals to 32. H square equals to 32 divided 2, 16. H equals to plus minus square root 4. H equals to plus minus 4. Okay, I seal up. This one should be 16. Yeah, plus minus square root 16 and then plus minus 4. But they got mentioned h has to be positive. So since h must be greater than 0, h must be equals to 4, right? And it makes sense, right? I already explained why, because your x coordinate is here. So this cannot, this must be, this is confirm positive. So now I know my h is 4 and the negative h is negative 4 lah, right? So they asked us to find h, right? So that's the answer lah, 4. Sudah siap. Okay, so simple. Okay, now I want to do B here. So B says what? Given that the equation of PQ is this. Okay, let's label. PQ is this one, right? Why? Okay, I'll straight away change to linear form. Okay. Hey, why? Why I change to linear form? So that I can I can butcher the gradient and the y-intercept. Because whenever they give us equation in the soalan, you can always get the gradient and y-intercept. If they give you the full equation, you can always get the gradient and y-intercept. So it's always better to write the equation in linear form. It means you write in y equal mx plus c, so that if you need the gradient, you can just take it out fast. All right. But even if they don't end up not needing the gradient also, it's good to just write in linear form. Okay, so y equals to plus pindah sana jadi minus x minus 14. So I can see that the gradient of this line PQ is -1 and the y-intercept is -14, right? But is it useful later? I don't know. Let's see what they want. Find the coordinates of Q. So let's scroll up. Okay, B1, they want to find point Q. This is point Q, right? So point Q, we don't know the x coordinate and we don't know the y coordinate, right? But we can, okay, how do we do it? Okay, I think I know. Yep, I think I know now. So point Q, we don't have the x coordinate, we don't have the y coordinate, but point Q is actually the intersection point, right? It's an intersection point for PQ and QR. Yeah, point Q adalah titik persilangan dua-dua line ni. So if it's intersection point, what we can do? We can do simultaneous, right? So we can take this line and take this line, take the equation of both these two lines, and then do simultaneous. Because that's how you find intersection point, right? And point Q is the intersection point. But we need the equation of this line first, the QR line. So we don't have the equation of this line. So what to do? First, we find the gradient of this line first lah. But how to find the gradient? When you find gradient, you need two coordinates, right? But you don't have. So how? Okay, Tupper, you can see that they've got put 90 degree here, right? So whenever you see 90 degree, it means what? It means the gradient m1 times m2 equals to -1. So when two lines are perpendicular, perpendicular means serenjang, 90 degree. The gradient of these two lines, when you darab, you'll get -1. And for this case, it will be gradient of QR times with gradient of RO. Okay. QR, betul lah. QR and RO equals to -1. Because they are both perpendicular to each other. They are serenjang. So bila dia serenjang, gradient darab -1 lah. Alright. Okay, if you don't want to write RO, you want to write RS also can, OS also can, because yeah, like OS also the gradient is same, right? Okay, so now what I can do is I can find gradient of RO, right? And you can find it y minus y over x minus x. So -4 minus 0 over 4 minus 0. And this one will be gradient of QR. So your gradient of QR times with, okay, -4 divided 4 is -1 equals to -1. And then gradient of QR will be -1 divided by +1. It means that this line, the gradient is -1. But this red color line, the gradient is 1. And why I find the gradient is because I'm trying to find the equation of QR, right? So now you have the gradient, and you also have a point yang passes through. So now you can find the equation of straight line. And how you find equation in Addmaths? You use this formula, right? Y minus y1 equals to gradient x minus x1. And in order to use this formula, you need two information: gradient and the point, the coordinate, right? The gradient is 1 lah. And then the point, you have to put in a point yang other passes through, right? You have to make sure the line got passes through the point, then only you can use the point for the x1, y1. So you can use 4, -4 lah, because this line got passes through 4, -4. So now it becomes y minus y, which is y minus -4, also y plus 4, and then gradient, which is 1 bracket x minus x, which is x minus 4. So now you end up with your answer, y plus 4 equals to x minus 4. Okay, when you times 1, nothing happens. So you just end up with this, and then x, -4 minus 4 is -8, right? Hey, but this is still not your answer. It's still not your answer, because they are asking for point Q. So now you only finish finding the equation of this line. So let me just erase this. Okay, never mind, I don't erase. I'll just write here y equals to x minus 8. Okay, what's the purpose of finding this equation just now? What is my intention? What is my plan just now? Why I find this equation? Because I want to take this equation and this equation do simultaneous, right? Because I'm trying to find point Q, which is the intersection of these two lines. So that's why now you cari titik persilangan, you buat persamaan serentak lah. So take these two equation and then do simultaneous. Okay, so this is equation 1, this one is equation 2. Okay, you can either use substitution or elimination. But if you look at this, this one is y equals, this one is y equals, right? So you can just do y equals y, and then just do substitution lah. Here you write x minus 8, here you write negative x minus 14. Or you want to write in reverse, can also. Like you want to write this one in front, this one belakang, can also, same thing, right? Or you want to do penghapusan also can, elimination. You know, some students, they will say like, oh sir, boleh ambil equation 1, tolak equation 2. Can also. Because when you tolak, the y can hapus mah. And then you just left with 0 equals to this one, tolak this one, and then you do yourself lah. Can also lah. Okay, but I will do it like this, right? I will just straight away sub y equals y like this. Okay, now we can find x. X plus x, 2x, -14 plus 8, -6, x equals -3. But still not done. I still had to find the y coordinate, because they want to find point Q. So point mesti ada x and y. So you sudah cari x, tapi macam mana cari y? You ganti balik into any one of these equation. Okay, both equation pun boleh guna, because both equation also got passes through point Q. Both line got passes through point Q, so both also can. Let's say I sub into equation 2. So when x equals -3, my y will be x minus 8. So bracket minus 8, which is -3 minus 8, -11. So now I can write my answer. Point Q is -3, -11. So let's write here also. Let's label here also, because maybe we need for the next question, right? So label like this. Okay, let's continue with the last part, B question 2, okay? So B question 2, I will do the working here. Okay, they say find the equation of SP. Okay, let's scroll up and look for the line SP. So I think it's this line, right? So they want to find equation. So we will use this formula again. The y minus y1 equals to gradient x minus x1. That's how you find equation of straight line. In Addmaths, we will use this formula. Okay, when we use this formula, we need two information. We need the gradient and also the coordinate. The gradient have to be the gradient of SP, and then the x1, y1 has to be any point that this line got passes through. You have to choose a point yang this line passes through lah. So do we have the gradient of SP now? No. And do we have any point we can use for the x1, y1? No, because we don't have any point. Point S also I don't have. Point P also I don't have. So that's a big problem, right? So let's think about this. How can we find the gradient of the SP? Okay, let's see. Okay. Can I find point S? Yes or no? Point S. Okay, we know point Q is this. Okay, actually we can find point S. Yeah. Let me explain to you what's the method here, okay? All right, I will erase some lines. Okay, I'll erase some lines. Okay, so I'll erase this also. Okay, this one I'll erase also. Okay, so do you remember that this is 90 degrees, right? And do you remember the coordinate here is 4, -4? That means if I tarik here, this will be 4 units. If I tarik here, this is -4. It means the panjang here is 4 units also, right? So now I want you to imagine if this is 4 unit, this is 4 unit, right? Okay, I know it's negative, but the negative is because dia duduk bawah kosong lah. But jarak tak ada negative. So right. So imagine if it looks like this. That means and this is confirm 90 degree one, right? So what do you think is the angle here? The angle here should definitely be 45, right? Do you agree? Confirm 45. Because you will take 180 minus 90 and then divide 2. Why can divide 2? Because this is an isosceles triangle. Yeah, it's not just a right angle triangle, it's a isosceles. Segi tiga kaki sama, right? So that's why here is 45, here is 45. And do you know what is the 40 and we all know when the line is exactly 45 degree and it passes through like this, and if it's like exactly 45, this equation we call it y equals negative x. Yeah. When it passes through 0 and it has to be exactly 45 lah. Then the equation we call it y equals negative x. But only if it's exactly 45 degree and passes through the O, then only you can say that, right? So that means this point S the coordinate will be negative kk, right? And the kk will be same value, right? Why negative? Because it's here and it's here, right? But why is it like negative kk? Because the equation is y equals negative x. It means the y and x is basically the same coordinate. It means every point on this line, every single point on this line, they will have the same x coordinate and the y coordinate value. It's just that the one of it is positive, one of it is negative. It means this line it will passes through 1 negative 1, 2 negative 2, 3 negative 3, 4 negative 4, negative 1 1. Like you get the idea lah. It means they will give you the same x coordinate and y coordinate value but different sign, right? Because y equals negative x, right? That is why here I say negative kk. And also since this distance and this distance is exactly the same, that means this kk will be 4, right? Yeah, it will be 4 because this one is 4 negative 4, right? So automatic if this distance and this distance is exactly the same, it means that you naik sini berapa, sini turun berapa, sini pun naik berapa. So it will be exactly negative 4 4. It means it will be 4 unit here, 4 unit here, right? But the sign becomes negative 4 lah. Just now it's 4 negative 4. Now it becomes negative 4 4, right? Because this one is on the left, this one atas, right? So now we have point S. But it's still not enough to find gradient. Because when you find gradient, you need 2 points on the line. So I think I need to find point P. So can we find point P? Yes, you can. You know the equation of this line, which is y equals x minus 8, right? And we all know the gradient is 1. And let me tell you, this gradient is also 1 for the PQ, PO line, right? So how we can find point P is we find the equation of OP and then do simultaneous with PQ. Yeah. Oh, by the way, let me tell you, this is actually a rectangle. Yeah, because if this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree, it means this is also 90, this is also 90. And we all know for rectangle, the opposite side will be parallel. That is why if the gradient here is 1, then this gradient will also be 1, right? So we can find the equation of PO now because we have the gradient and we also have the y-intercept. And we don't even need to use this formula to find the equation because the gradient and y-intercept is already written. It's y equals mx plus c, right? So m is 1, so 1x. The 1 tak payah tulis, plus c, the c is 0. So it's x plus 0, which is just y equals x lah, plus 0 tak payah tulis. So now we all know this line equation is y equals x, right? So that means I can take the y equals x line, call this equation 1, and then do simultaneous with y equals negative x minus 14, right? And why we do simultaneous? Because we are trying to find point P, which is the intersection point of these two lines. And after I get my point P, later I can take PS2 coordinate, find the gradient, and then after get the gradient, then I can find the equation of PS. Yeah, like that. Okay, the way I will do it is I will use substitution method. gantian. So y equals x, right? So I straight away just sub like this. X equals negative x minus 14 like this. It means I just sub this equation 1 into 2. So now it becomes x plus x, which is 2x equals negative 14. X equals negative 7. But this is not your answer yet. I still have to find the y. And the y is equals to x, right? So it means the y will be negative 7. And the point P comes out already, negative 7, negative 7. Right? Okay, let's double check. Did I do it correctly? 2x. Okay, betul lah. Okay, so P is negative 7, negative 7. All right. So now, can I find the gradient of PS? I mean SP or PS, same thing. So can I find the gradient? Yes, right? Because we have two coordinates now. So let's write down here. Okay, this one is another question. So I'll write here. Okay, so the gradient of SP is, the formula is y minus y over x minus x. So 4 minus negative 7, which means 4 plus 7 later. And then over x minus x, negative 4 minus negative 7. -4 minus -7. Or you can write -4 plus 7. Okay, 4 plus 7 is 11. -4 plus 7 is 3. Okay, now we have the gradient, but we still when we find equation, we also need the point yang passes through. So the garisan SP which point I can use for the point yang passes through. So we can either use -44 or -77. Okay, I'll use -44, right? So passes through -44. So with the gradient and this point, now we can find equation. And which formula we use? Y minus y1 equals gradient x minus x1. For the gradient, 11/3 lah. Y minus y would be y minus y coordinate, so y minus 4. X minus x coordinate is x minus -4, which is x plus 4. All right, 11/3 times x, 11/3x, 11/3 times 4, 44/3. This one is y minus 4. Therefore, you get y equals 11/3x plus 44/3 plus 4. Because minus 4 pindah sana. So you can use calculator. My calculator give me 56/3. Okay, so the answer is 11/3x plus 56/3. And they asked us to find equation of SP, right? So this is the answer. So this one is 3, eh? So this is the job one. 11/3x plus 56/3. Okay, that's all. Okay, I want to do number 7 now. So this is linear law question. Diagram 5 shows a straight line y over x against 1 over x. Okay, the y-axis and x-axis is y over x and 1 over x. And they give you two coordinates here, 4, 16, and this point is actually 0, 1. Because this is the y-intercept, right? So when it's y-intercept, the x coordinate will be 0. Okay, the variable x and y are related by this equation. Okay, straight away change to linear form. I don't even care what the question A wants. I haven't even butchered the soalan yet, right? But I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to look at it. I don't even want to read it. Because when we are doing linear question, you should always, okay, when you're doing linear question, if they give you equation, you should always change to linear form. Because if you don't change, you cannot do your AB later, right? So we don't even care what they want, right? The first step is to change to linear form. It means you want it to be y equals mx plus c lah. But how to do that? How to change to y equals mx plus c? Okay, very simple. You try to make your equation near y-axis match with the graph near y-axis. I repeat, you try to make sure your equation near y-axis same with the graph near y-axis, right? So the graph y-axis is y over x, but now your equation near y-axis is y. So what you have to do, divide x. So bahagi x, but when you divide x, everyone also have to divide x. So here you end up with pq over x, but I will write it a bit different. I'll write it like this, right? And then plus p. Okay, px divided x. Okay. Okay, let me explain why this one I write it like this. Okay, pq when you divide x is like this, pq over x, right? But when you write in linear form, it has to be y equals mx plus c. So the m and x has to be asingkan. It has to be separate. If you write like this, everything is jumbled up together, so it's not good. That's why I try to write the x, I try to write sebelah, I try to write beside like this. But actually this and this is the same thing. But I prefer writing it like this so that later I can tengok which one is my gradient, which one is my y-intercept. If I mix up everything like this, then it's very hard to see which one is the gradient, which one is the y-intercept. That is why it's recommended to write like this. So y equals mx plus c. Now you can see very clearly which one is the y-axis, y over x, which is already matched with the graph near y-axis. And your x-axis also match with the graph x-axis. So good. Now your gradient you can know what's your gradient really. So your gradient from equation is PQ and your y-intercept is P. And later you need this to do your part A, part B. Even I haven't read the AB question also, I know confirm later this will be useful. Okay, later you need this, all right? Okay, now let's see what they want here. Find A, value of P and Q, hence state the x-intercept. You see? Confirm, if imagine you don't do this, how can you find P and Q? Impossible, right? So since I already did this, so now I can say PQ is the gradient, right? And then the y-intercept is P, so P equals to y-intercept, but the y have to use huruf besar lah, because your y-axis is not y, actually it's like y over x, so just write y huruf besar. Okay, the y-intercept is given from in the graph already, right? So your y-intercept from your equation is P, but y-intercept from the graph is given 1, so P equals 1 lah. And then for the gradient here, okay, the P is 1. So I just print 1 like this. Q equals to gradient, right? For the gradient, I can find it from the graph, right? So PQ is the gradient from equation. But the gradient from the graph, they give us 2 points here. So I can just find it y minus y, 16 minus 1 over 4 minus 0. So now it becomes Q equals to 16 minus 1, 15 over 4, right? So this is your P answer, this is your Q answer, right? So imagine if I never change to linear form, then how am I supposed to do this, right? Like, tak jadi lah, memang tak boleh. That is why always change to linear form first. Kalau dia ada bagi equation. Okay, now they say state the x-intercept, but they use big X. They use big X, right? That means they want to find the x-intercept of the straight line, right? Okay, first thing first, let's masukkan the gradient and the y-intercept into equation first. But I will use the big Y and big X. So m is gradient, which is, what's the gradient just now? 15 over 4, yeah. So 15 over 4, and then big X plus C, right? And the C we all know is 1. Okay, you have to use big Y, big X, right? Kalau tak salah. If you use the Y over X like this, later you will do wrong one. Because later, you want to find x-intercept, right? And when you find x-intercept, you have to sub y equals 0. Because x-intercept means you are trying to find the pintasan x. It means the y will be 0. And if you do it like that, it's wrong. Because later if you ganti like this, it's wrong. If you ganti the small y 0, actually you have to ganti with the big Y 0. Because the y-axis is the whole thing. When you ganti y equals 0, it's not you ganti this y only now. It's like the whole thing. This whole thing becomes 0. That is why I recommend when you do ganti punya cara, you just ganti into the big Y so that you don't silap. So this is the correct way, like this. Okay, when y equals 0. And now when you find the x, that would be the answer. Okay, so plus 1 pindah jadi minus 1, 15 over 4x. So negative 1 divide, you get negative 4 over 15. Okay, you can use your calculator. All right, now you can write the answer. They want to find P and Q. So let's write P1, Q 15 over 4. And maybe I can use this symbol to write the x-intercept. So the x-intercept will be negative 4 over 15, right? So that's the answer for A. Okay, there's one more question here. B, express small y in terms of small x. Okay, this one, you have to refer your linear your equation also, right? So the B, I'll do it here. So but this time I will not write the big Y already. I'll write this instead. Because this time they want small y in terms of small x. So it will be y over x equals to PQ. Okay, but the PQ I know is gradient, and I find it just now is 15 over 4. And then the 1 over small x plus P, which is plus y-intercept plus 1, right? But they only want small y in terms of small x. It means I kena jadikan the small y single. I need to make this single. So how to do that? Very easy lah. Just move the x over here and then times, right? Okay. Before I move the x over, let's try to times this one first. This one times this one first. So how to take fraction times fraction? Just take atas darab atas, bawah darab bawah. So 15 over 4x plus 1. Okay, now you pindah the x. So the whole thing times x, this one become 15 over 4. Because when you times x, the x cut already. And then left with plus 1, 1 is just x. This is your answer. Okay, 15 over 4 plus x. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, let's do number 8. This looks like a circular measure question, but I'm not sure. So let's read the question. Diagram 6 shows a semicircle. Okay, semicircle means 180 degree. Or in radian is pi radian. Because semicircle means half a circle. So EDA, so this one lah. This is the semicircle. So the angle from here to here is 180 degree, but in radian is pi. Okay, because one whole circle in radian is 2 pi. So half a circle is pi. Okay, with center O and the right angle triangle, OBC. So right angle triangle means there will be 90 degrees. So where is it? OBC, 90 degree. Okay, when there is a right angle triangle, we can use Pythagoras theorem formula or the trigo formula, the Sokato punya formula. But don't use it first because we still haven't finish labeling. So let's see what it says. Given that the length of arc ED is 26. So label this ED arc 20. Oh, they already labeled for me. So this 26 is the arc. So later we can use the formula S equals R theta. Yeah, because they give us arc, right? The length of AB is 12 cm. Where is it? AB. Oh, so here. Oh, they also labeled for me already. And then equivalent to the radius of semicircle EDA. So the EDA radius is also 12. So it means this is 12, this is 12, this is also 12. Because OD is also radius, right? So now can I find the theta? Yes, yes. By using the S equals R theta formula, right? Because the S is the arc, which is 26. And then the radius is 12. And the theta, you can find it, just pindah, right? But is that what they want? Use pi 3.142, find the length of BC. Okay, let's find out where's BC. All right, so A, they want to find BC. Where's BC? BC is here, right? So how do we find this panjang right here? Okay, let me think. Okay, I need this angle. Yeah, I need this angle. Let me tell you why. Because the BC is one of the side of the right angle triangle. And you already have this side right here, which is 14. 14 pula. Sorry. 12 plus 12 is 24. And here is 90 degree, right? So I want to find this line, right? But I will not use Pythagoras theorem because I don't have this panjang right here. This panjang is like 12, and then this panjang, I don't think you can find it, right? I don't think, right? And they never give, right? So that's why I give up using the Pythagoras theorem. But I can use the trigonometry, right? Socato, right? And why I say have to find this angle first is because just now, just by looking at this, I already realized I can find this theta. And after I find this theta, I can find the other side because this is a straight line, right? Just take 180 minus or pi minus lah, pi minus, right? And then after getting this, and you want to find opposite, and you have the adjacent, so you use tangent lah. You use the Socato trigo, and you will use tangent to find BC. All right, so that's the plan now. Okay, so again, what's the plan? Find this angle first, right? Find this angle and then take the other angle and then use Socato to find panjang BC. Okay, so let's start now. First, find this angle. Use formula S equals R theta. S is the arc, 26. Radius is 12 times theta. Now you press 26 divided 12. Your calculator will give you in radian. Yeah, because this theta, if you're using this formula, automatic, the data will come out in radian. So I will write 4 significant figure, 167 radian, right? So this is not the answer, of course. This is just the angle here to here, right? So how to find the other angle? How to find angle DOA? Okay, how to find angle DOA? It will be, all right, you don't take 180 minus. If it's in degree, then you take 180 minus. But even it's in radian, so you should take pi. And they already said pi use 3.142. So 3.142 minus 2.167, then you will get this angle down here. So I will press calculator, 3.142 minus answer. All right, got it, 0.9753 radian. Same thing, 4 significant figure. So this one is the angle here. But when you use, okay, now you have to use trigonometry to do it, right? But when you use trigonometry, you have to use sin cos tan, and you have to make sure your angle is in degree. So I recommend you change to degree now. So 0.9753 times 180 over pi, uh, and the pi use 3.142 lah. So this is how you convert to degree. You times 180 over pi. Okay, now I will use the answer button, times 180 divide 3.142. Okay, I usually write in degree minute. So 55 degree, 53 minutes. Okay, actually it's 52 minutes lah, but kalau belakang 30 kena plus 1. So round off, it becomes like this. Okay, now we know this angle in degrees, 55 degree, 53 minutes. Now we can use Socato to find this because we have angle and we have one side and we are trying to find one side. So yeah, we can use trigo. Pythagoras theorem, you can only use when you have two sides and you're trying to find the remaining side. Then only you can use Pythagoras, right? But when it involves angle, then you use trigo. Okay, Socatoa, which one you use? So the formula would be tangent lah, because you have the opposite. I mean, sorry, you want to find the opposite and you have the adjacent 24. So OA, use tangent. So you write tangent 55 degree, 53 minutes. And I repeat one more time, when there is trigo, you should always put the angle in degree, always, okay? Okay, tangent equals to opposite over adjacent. The opposite is BC, which is the answer. The adjacent is 24. So now you can find BC, just tekan tangent answer times 24, and then yep, okay? All right, let me press my calculator. Okay, my calculator give me 35.41, right? So I will just write 35.41. Okay, write CM lah, because this one is panjang, right? So I will make sure I write here also, okay? Because maybe later the next question I need this, right? So label here also. Okay, sudah siap. Now we can do B. So yeah, B is the last part. Area of shaded region. Okay, I will do it up here. So how can I find the area of shaded region? This is the shaded region. So I think I can find the area of right angle triangle, right? And then minus with this area of sector lah, right? This one no need lah, this one just ignore, right? So can I find area of sector? Yes, because the area of sector formula is 1 over 2 r squared theta, and you already have the radius and theta, okay? But the theta has to be in radian, so yeah, you have already. And then what about the area of triangle? You can find it also. Just use the formula 1 over 2 times base times height, because this is a right angle triangle. So if it's a right angle, you don't have to use the 1 over 2 AB sine C. Can also lah, up to you lah. But if it's a right angle, I usually just take 1 over 2 times base times height. And you also have the base height. So it's very easy. So I will just write here area of shaded region equals, okay, find the area of triangle first. The formula I use is 1 over 2 times base times height. Base is 35.41. And then height will be 12 plus 12, which is 24. Okay, and then minus with the area of sector, which is this one. Area of sector formula is 1 over 2 r squared theta. And the r is 12 square. and then theta in radian, 0.9753, right? Okay, now I will press all these things, and then I will get the answer. Okay, what is 35.41 times 24 divided 2? 424.92. Okay, this is what my calculator gives me. Minus this one, let me press 12 square. Divide 2 times 0.9753. Okay, my calculator give me 70.2216. Okay, the final answer I'll write in 4 significant figure. So 424.92 minus answer. Okay, my calculator give me 354.69. So it's 354.70 lah. Okay, so cm square, right? Okay, I'm looking at the schema, but the schema give me different answer. Okay, this one, the schema give 35.42. Okay, this one, fine, it's okay. Okay, it's okay. This one consider correctly, right? But this one, the difference is a bit far. So let me check again. Betul ke saya buat 35.41 times 424.92, correct lah. Okay, what about this one? 0.975. Uh, wait, let me try. 0.97 3.142 minus 3 point. Okay, tunggu saya sekejap. Oh, I silap already here, guys. When you take 3.142 minus 2.167, you get 0.975. Yeah, I don't know why I write the 3 there. Okay. I think it's because I used the answer button. Is it? 3.142 minus answer. Yeah. I used the answer button. So I think it's fine lah. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Right? So 0.9753 times 72. And then 424.92 minus. Okay lah, I think I will stick to my answer. Yeah, I will stick to my answer. Okay, I know my answer is a bit different with the schema because the schema write 354.84. But that's just because they never use the answer button. Because in the schema they put 0.975 here. And also this one they get different. So that's why the answer here is different also lah. But I always tell my student use the answer button because it will be more accurate. So I don't want to change my answer. I will stick to this, right? Okay, hope you understand. Let's do number 9. Okay, number 9. Diagram 7 shows a probability distribution graph for a random variable x, b, and p. This is a probability distribution and it's a binomial distribution, right? And when you learn this chapter got two category, like, or maybe like two parts, right? The first part you learn about binomial distribution. Second part you learn about normal distribution, right? And for the normal distribution, you have to use the Z value table, right? For binomial, you learn 4 formulas under binomial. I will tell you all the formulas now. First formula is the probability formula, NCX, P power X, Q power N minus X. Second formula is mean, NP. Third formula is variance, NPQ. Standard deviation, square root, NPQ. Right? So these are all the formulas that you learn under binomial distribution. Right? But if it's a normal distribution question, please don't use these 4 formulas. Because if it's normal, the one you have to do, yang tu lain. The one you have to convert X to Z and then look at the Z value table, right? So this question is not a normal distribution. Okay, but they got give us some graph here, and what this means? It means the probability for x0 is 1 over 16. It means we don't have to calculate using this formula. They already give us already. So px equals 0, I'll just write it down, equals to 1 over 16. And then px equals 1. Okay, the probability for 1 is 5 over 16. That's what it means. And then probability for px equals 2, what is it? 1 over 4. And then px equals 3, probability for 3 is 5 over 16. This is what it means. Px equals 4, 1 over 16. It means we don't have to use this formula anymore. They already calculate nicely for me. But then what they want to find here, find value of mean and standard deviation. Okay, if you want to find mean, you need to have the N, P, and Q. Okay, yeah, you need to have NPQ. But how to find it? Okay, I think I have to use this formula to find back the NP and Q, right? But out of all this, I will choose which one? I will choose this one to do, right? Later you will understand why, right? Later I will explain to you why, okay? For now, I will just do it first. So I repeat one more time. We have probability, so many probability, right? And we already have the answer, so we don't need the probability answer. What we need now is the N, P, and Q. And how to cari balik is I will use this formula But to find it, to cari balik lah. But I will use this, right? But why not I choose 1 or 2 or 3? Why I choose this? Okay, later you will know understand why. For now, I will just explain. I will just write down the working first. So it will be NCX, but the N I don't know, right? Hey, the N I know. The N is 4. Okay, yeah, the N is 4. Because N will be the total file, which is 4. So it will be 4CX, and the X is 0 in this case. And then bracket, bracket, later equals to 1/16. Okay, for this, it will be P power 0. The P I don't know. Q also I don't know, but it will be Q power 4. So now, do you understand why I choose this? Because 4C0 and C0, anything C0 is 1. You can try your calculator. 4C0 is 1. So this one, no need to press. P power 0 also, it will be 1. Even though you don't know what's P, it's fine. It's fine. You don't need to know. Because when you power 0, you will get 1. So this 2 can cut already. So you're just left with Q power 4 equals 1/16. So now you can find Q. How to find? Okay, try to make this power 4 also. So 1 power 4 is 4. 1 power 4 is 1. 2 power 4 is 16. Right? You find my opposite, but it means this side is something power 4, right? So I try to make this side also power 4. So what level, what value power 4 is 1/16? 1/2 lah. Because 1 power 4 is 1, 2 power 4 is 16, right? So therefore, since the power both sides same already, it means that the base will be same also. So Q is 1/2, right? So now you understand why I choose this instead of choosing this. Because if I choose this, then my P, this one cannot potong already. Because if let's say you choose Px equals 2, then later this will be P power 2, Q power 2, and you stuck with 2 unknown. Yeah, that is why I never do it like that, right? Okay, now I have my Q already. Now I can do for P. My probability of success will be 1 minus Q. 1 minus 1/2, which is 1/2, right? And now I have my NPQ. Now I can find my mean. So what is my mean formula? Okay, I write here already, NP. So the formula is NP. So the N is 4, right? And the P is 1/2, right? So the mean is 4 divided 2, which is 2. Okay, let's do B here. They want to find variance. This is the symbol for variance. The formula is NPQ. So 4 times 1/2 times 1/2. And if you press this in your calculator, you will get 1. All right. So that will be the answer. All right. Okay, hope you understand. So this is how I would do number 9. Okay, number 10A. This is a permutation combination question. Ali wants to form a password using the alphabet Ali and the digit 1983. So this guy's password he can choose from how many character? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 character. They says repetition of letters and digit is not allowed. He wants to find out how many possible he can form if the password consists 5 character only. Okay, you have 7 character to choose from, and the repetition is not allowed, and you are forming 5 character password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So out of 7 choice, we have ALI1983. So there's no condition. They never say the alphabet have to be together or number together. No, they never say that. They just choose random lah, no condition. So you only choose 5, and the repetition is not allowed. It means 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3. All right. In other words, it's 7P5 lah, right? Because when you muscle, this one got 7 choice, this one got 6, 5, 4, 3. So 7 times that, which is 7P3, 7P5 lah. Because out of 7, you are choosing 5 to arrange into a password, right? Okay, if you press this, what you get? Let me press 7P5. Okay, my calculator give me 2520. So that's the answer. Okay, let's do B. Second question. So number 2, password contains all the alphabet and 2 digits only. Wait, what's the meaning? Password contains all the alphabet. It means how many character? It means 7 character lah, right? Password contains all the alphabet. Okay, just now 5 character, but now uh okay, 5 character is only for question 1, right? But for question 2, they never said the password need to choose 5 character or all. Password contain all the alphabet and 2 digits only. Okay, I think what they mean here is assuming you can you arrange all lah, like 7. Okay, like your password also 7 character. So if your password also 7 character means what's the number of ways? Okay, they got condition. Contains all the alphabet and 2 digits only. So if you want all the alphabet to get chosen and arranged inside, it means that this one ALI have to get chosen lah. So I would say 3 have to see 3, right? Because all these 3 must get chosen. And 2 digits only. 2 digits only. Uh, okay, class. I don't think this is 7 character lah. I don't think it's 7 character. I think for second question also, it's 5 character. They should mention it in the question more clearly, but they never say it clearly. I thought like only number one saja yang 5 character, but actually number two also. So actually we should take note here. This one is also 5 characters. So number one is password consists 5 character with no condition. Number two got condition, but it's also 5 character. Yeah, 5 character. So now what is the number of ways to arrange the password if contains all alphabet? It means it needs to contain ALI, right? So what I will do is like the three must get chosen. So that's why I write 3C3 times with 2 digits only. Okay, 1983 got 4 digit, right? But they want to, okay, you already three confirm get chosen already. So from this four, you choose another two, okay, to fill in the remaining, right? But you still have to arrange all five, right? So you times with 5 factorial, like this, right? They never say the alphabet have to be together. They never say that. They just said the alphabet has to contain all the alphabet and contain 2 digits. Cannot more than two, cannot less than 2 digits. It has to be only 2 digits. So that's why the number of ways would be 3C3. Okay. It means three choose from 3 letter choose three to put inside, and then from 4 digit choose two, and then arrange all five. So this is how I would do it. Okay. So now if I press this, I will get the answer. So let me press times 4C2. Okay, my calculator give me 720. So that's the answer. Okay, now they ask you which of the two method is more secure as a password. Give your reason. So which of the two method is more secure? So I would just say method. Okay, method one or method two? Okay, more secure means what? It's but it means more number of ways lah. So method one lah. Because if you have more number of ways, it means it's less likely for people to guess your password because there's so many ways, right? 2000, right? If you have less number of ways means it's less secure because you have less number of ways means like people can guess it more easily. But if you have more number of ways, then that one is more secure. So I would say method one, and they ask you to give a reason. So what's the reason? So method one is more secure because, okay, because what? Because uh uh because it has, okay, I will just write because number of ways lah. Okay, because number of ways in method one, in method one, uh 2520 is, which in method one, which is higher lah. Okay, or is more than, yeah, is higher lah. I just write is higher lah. Okay, so which of the two method is more secure? Method one because is more secure because number of ways in method one 2520 is higher. Okay, this is good enough. Yeah. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, now let's do 10B. 6 letters from the word Mariam are arranged in a row without repetition. Okay, so if no condition means 6P6 lah. Because got 6 letter, right? But wait, got repetition, MMAA. So later have to divide with the number of identical object, right? Got identical object here. Okay, but let's see what they want. Find number of ways that can be formed if there is no restriction. Okay, very easy. So I will draw 6 slots and then Mariam. So 6 letters. So arrange 6, it will be 6 factorial, right? But there is a repetition here, MMAA. So MM, it means the number of identical object is 2. So divide with 2 factorial. And the AA also identical. So divide 2 factorial like this, right? So this is your answer. Okay, if you press this in your calculator, you will get press 180. So this is your answer. Okay. Okay, second question. They said got condition. The vowel must be placed together. Okay, vowel got 2 vowel only. Got 3 vowel. A, right? So must be placed together. So A must be placed together, right? So what is the number of ways to arrange arrange the word now? So instead of arranging 6 letters, Now you are arranging 1, 2, 3, 4 letters because this thing must move together because they have to stay together. They cannot separate. So it's like super glue already. So you glue them up, they stick together. So this whole thing becomes one big combination already. So now it's like 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So you are not arranging 6 letters anymore. You are arranging 4 letters. So it'll be 4 factorial, right? But you have to times with. So don't forget that within this within this AIA plastic bag, within this bag, the AIA can arrange itself also. It can be AAI, IAA, or AAI. Like, yeah, it can arrange within itself. So you have to times with 3 factorial. And since there is a 2 identical object inside, when you arrange it, it will be 3 factorial divide 2 factorial. Okay, let me repeat one more time. 4 factorial is to calculate how many ways to arrange these 4 things, right? 3 factorial over 2 factorial is the number of ways to arrange only within this the vowels lah. Because the vowel must be placed together, right? Yeah, so the AIA they can switch itself also, switch within itself. So that's why this is the answer, right? Okay, now I will press this and my calculator will give me the answer lah. Okay, so what eh I forgot one thing. Okay, yeah, I forgot one very important thing. Uh, when we calculate the number of ways, we will put 4 factorial, right? But when we choose from the 4, there's the AIA I will cut already because the one already placed here. So you left with MRM, right? So these 3 letters will be MRM. But when you arrange these 4 things, there is identical object also, which is the MM, right? So that means the number of ways to arrange these 4 will not be 4 factorial. It will be 4 factorial divide 2 factorial because of the MM. Yeah, because got identical. Okay, so I forgot about this. Sorry, and then times with what? Times with this this back lah. This back. Okay, because they can arrange within itself, and the number of ways is 3 factorial divide 2 factorial because got 3 letters inside, and there is two of it is identical, right? So yeah, this ini baru betul. Yeah, I made a mistake just now. Okay. Alright, so now let's press this and get the answer. Okay, my calculator give me. Okay, wait, let me press times 6. Okay, my calculator give me 36, right? So that's the number of ways. Okay, so that's it. Okay, I want to continue number 11. So number 11, diagram 8 shows a folding fan OAB. Okay, so this is a sector shape. This fan is a sector shape, which encompass 2 sectors, OHK and OPQ. So OHK is one sector, OPQ is another sector, and OAB is the big sector, right? Okay, okay, so now I want to read the question. Given OB is 21 cm. So let's label this. So if OB is 21, that means OA is also 21 because OA and OB is the radius of the big sector. So radius mesti sama panjang. Okay, next one, they say 7 OK equals to 3 OB. Okay, this one is trying to tell us the ratio. And how can we butcher this? So this one, the way I teach my student is it's like a rainbow format. So when it's a rainbow format, we butcher like this. OK is 3, OB is 7. Okay, just like a rainbow. So OK is the ratio is 3. So go to OK, write 3, but have to bulat lah. And then OB is 7. So if OB is 7, so that means from here to here, the ratio is 4 lah, right? And we can find the length of OK now. Just take 21, divide 7 times 3. Or you can say times 3 over 7, right? You know why, right? Because here is 3 portion. Total is 7 portion. So when you take 21, divide 7, you will know 1 portion and then times 3, you get the length here. All right, and I'll do it now. Even if the question I still haven't read the question. I still don't know what the question wants, but I will just find it now. So how to find OK? You take OK times 3 over 7, right? Because OK is 3 portion out of 7 portion of 21, right? So you just potong, you get 3 here, you get 9 here. That means this is 9 cm. And if OK is 9, OH will be automatic 9 also, right? And the whole thing is 21, right? So 21 minus 9 will be 12, and the 12 will be the length from here to here, right? Okay, but I don't want to write that first because the P kacau, right? Okay, takpe, let's see what else. P and Q are midpoints of AH and BK. Wow, these are important. PQ midpoint. Do you remember they said, do you remember this one? This one is 12 just now, right? So therefore, this is 6, 6. And this one will be 6x also. And we can erase the ratio already. Yeah, the ratio is no longer important now. Yeah, the ratio is not important because we already convert to the actual length. So we don't need the ratio anymore. So now this is my labeling. Now we can do A. They want us to find angle HOK. Angle HOK, where is that? HOK, I think it's this one, right? So find this angle in radian. If HK is 8.4834, where's HK? Okay, HK is the arc, right? So this is 8.4834. Okay, so now I will do my part A here lah. Okay, angle HOK in radian. Use the arc formula lah. Because they already wait. They never say this is arc, right? Yeah, they should mention that this is arc because HK it can mean okay, HK it can mean like this, but it can also mean like this, right? Like this also HK, right? And if it's like this, then we call it the chord, the Percubaan. Then we have to use different formula, right? But I think this question, they are trying to tell you the arc, I think. Yeah. So this question is not very good because they never mention it clearly lah. But actually, they should mention it in the exam. Actually, they should tell you whether it's arc or chord because HK it can be the arc HK, it can also be the chord, right? And if it's a chord, then we use different formula, right? Okay, but I think it's referring to the arc lah. So let's use the arc formula. S equals R theta. The S is 8.4834. That's the arc. And then the radius will be 9, because we are using this sector. And then the theta will be in radian, and you can find it now. So I will paste this in my calculator. Okay, let me get my calculator. You wait for me. Okay, wait for me. Okay, I'm back with the calculator. Now I want to press 8.4834. Yeah, 34 divide 9, right? 8.4834 divide 9. Okay, my calculator give me 0.9426, right? And that is the answer, and it's automatic in radian already, right? Because when you use this formula, when you tekan like that, automatic in radian. So you don't have to convert to radian anymore. It automatically comes out in radian. Okay, because this formula memang macam tu, the data will automatic come out in radian. Okay, now I want to do B, right? Okay, for B, what it says here, determine the ratio of PQ to AB. Again, they never say it's arc. So yeah, they should mention it actually because PQ it can like this also PQ right? And if it's like this, then it's different story already. Like the formula we use will be different. Okay, but I think they are trying to say the arc PQ and the arc AB, right? So I will just write arc PQ over arc AB. Wait, why I write over? Because ratio Yeah, ratio dia macam fraction, right? So you just have to find the uh apa the arc here and then try to divide lah. And later, for example, let's say you get 3/2. It means later the ratio is 3/2 lah. Okay, okay, but this one just example only. Okay, I have to use the formula. Which formula? The arc formula. Okay, for arc PQ, it will be this arc right here. So the sector we use will be this sector, right? We have to take out the center. So the radius will be 9 plus 6, which is 15, times with the theta in radian, 0.9426. All right. Okay, yang bawah will be arc AB. This one is the big sector. And if you want to know the radius, you have to tarik to center, right? So it will be 21 cm total times with 0.9426. Okay, this 9426 and 9426 can cut. And then 15 over 21, you can just simplify. And when you simplify, you left with divide 3, right? Divide 3 is 5, divide 3 is 7. So the answer is 5/7. So what is the ratio of PQ to AB? 5/7. Okay, yeah, that's all. All right, I already finished AB. Now it's time to do C. Okay, C, I'll do it down here. They want to find the difference in area between ABQP, PQH. Okay, let's go and find out where is that. ABQP, where is that? ABP, QP. Okay, this one. This is the area. And then PQKH is this one. Okay, I need to find both this area. So how to do it? Okay, let's find the area of ABQP first. It means we find separately lah. Yeah, find separately. Okay, how to find ABQP area? Okay, let's go. So I'll just write here area of ABQP. Okay, we cannot use the area of segment formula because this is not a segment. Look carefully, this is not a segment. But you can take area of big sector minus area of small sector. But but the big sector will be this one, the big one. And then minus with the small sector will be this one, right? This one. Okay, then you will get the remaining part. Okay, so how to find the area of big sector? Formula is 1 over 2 r squared theta. So the area of sector formula is this, right? Okay, so it will be 1 over 2 times with r squared times with theta. Okay, what is the radius of the paling besar punya sector, the big sector, 21, and then the theta, 0.9426. So this is 21, this is 0.9426. But have to minus with what? Have to minus with what? Have to minus with the small sector, which is this sector OPQ, right? Okay, the OPQ sector radius is 15, right? But the angle is same, right? So it'll be 1 over 2, r will be 15, and then square, but the theta is still same, 0.9426, right? And then you just press this whole thing in your calculator lah. Okay, okay, let me press now. So it becomes 1 square divide 2 times 0.9426, 207.8433, okay? And then minus, okay, this one press also, 15 square divide 2 times 0.9426. Okay, my calculator give me 106.0425. Okay, now I will press 207.8433 minus answer. Okay, my calculator give me 101.8008. Okay, but this is still not the final answer. That's why I don't want to write, uh, that's why I write banyak sikit decimal place, because later I have to, I haven't finished yet, right? Only in the last, only in the final answer, I will write 4 significant figure. Understand, right? When it's final answer, then I'll write 4 significant figure. But it's not the final answer yet. That's why I write banyak sikit lah. Banyak sikit decimal place. So now I will find area of PQKH, right? It's not over yet. They want to find difference in area between these two, right? So I only finished finding the ABQP area. I still need to find area of PQKH, right? And then later take the difference. Okay, how to find PQKH? PQKH is this one, right? Is this one. So the method we use is take the area of this big sector, this one, the OPQ sector, minus with the OHK. But the OPQ sector, you already find it just now. Straight away take it, 106.0425, right? Yeah, you find it just now here, 15 square, right? Yeah, because the radius is, for this OPQ sector, the radius is 15, the theta is 9426. So you did it already, so you just salin saja lah. Okay, and then minus with the area of the smaller sector. So the radius of the small sector is 9, the angle is 0.9426 in radian. So 1 over 2 times 9 square times 0.9426. Okay, now we have to press all this. Okay, this one I should use big bracket. So it should look like this, like this, like this. Okay, so now it becomes 106.0425 minus this one, later tekan calculator lah. Okay, let's tekan now. 9 square 81 divide 2 times 0.9426. 38.1753. So now I have to minus 106.0425 minus answer. Okay, finally I get it. 67.8672 cm square. Okay, but the soalan ask for difference. So difference means ambil dia punya beza lah. Ambil besar tolak kecil. So the difference in area will be, ambil besar tolak kecil lah. Takkanlah you ambil 67 minus 101, right? No logic. So of course you take one besar, 101.8008 minus 67.8672. Okay, now I will write my answer in 4 significant figure, because this is the final answer, right? Okay, let me press minus answer. Okay, my calculator give me 33.9336. Okay, so I'm just gonna write 33.93 cm square, right? But actually, if you want to be safe, you can write 33.9336. It's better actually. Yeah, it's better. The more decimal place you write, the safer, right? And if you're in, also for this case, the answer stop here. Yeah, the answer stop here. Dia tak ada banyak-banyak decimal place. Okay, dia bukan jawapan yang banyak-banyak decimal place, right? It's not like it's infinite decimal place. It stops here. So actually, I lebih recommend you write more decimal place in exam, right? Actually, the more you write, better lah. But if it's like infinite decimal place, then you don't write all the decimal place lah. Then you just write 4 significant figure. Okay, or you can write 2 decimal place. All right. Okay, but for this case, I think I will just write 33.9336. Because the answer just stopped here, right? So just write few more lah. It's fine, right? It's better. Okay, so I'll just write 9336. Okay, now it's done already. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, done. Okay, I want to do number 12 now. This one is what chapter? Okay, let's read question. Asman has a collection of books that he accumulates every month. Okay, The number of books increases every month following an arithmetic sequence. So this word arithmetic, so definitely it's a progression chapter lah. So forms a arithmetic, increase every month. Okay. The total number of books in the first 6 months is 4 times the number of books in the fifth month. Okay. Dia ada bagi information lah sini. So I have to write. So where should I do it? Okay, I'll do it down here. So he accumulate books every month, but the books increases every month. So in the first month, you have some books, and then in the second month, it will be the same number of books, but plus with a new number. And then next one will be same, this one plus X, and then plus X again. And then it keeps going. That's what it means, right? But they never tell us how much books he have in the first month. So we can't write our progression. We don't know the first term, but they did mention some information here. The total number of books in the first 6 months. So this is S6. Okay, not T6, S6, because it's like total ma. It means like T1 plus T2. Yeah, it means like the total number for all 6 months add together. So it's S6 is 4 times the number of books in the fifth month. So it's 4 times the number of books. This one is T5 lah. So total number of books in 6 months is S6, 4 times number of books in fifth month. So yeah, 4 times T5 lah. Because number of books in fifth month is T5, right? Okay, so far this is all I have. Okay, let's see A what it says. If D represents common difference, okay, this one useless. Show that D equals to A, right? Where A is the number of books in the first month, okay? Then find the value of D if the number of books in the first month is 3. Okay, if the D is equals to 2A, and they say number of books in the first month is 3, I can just 2 times 3 like that, right? Just 6 lah, right? So the D is 6 lah. I already know the answer, right? Okay. So weird, this question. Okay, but they did request us to show that the D equals to 2A. So I think I I have to show this first, right? And then only write the 6. Okay, then only take 3 times 2, right? So how to show that D equals to 2A? I think I have to use this information. Yeah, it's the only way. It's the only way, right? This is the only information that I have now. So I think I have to use this to prove that the D is equals 2 times A, or to show lah. Okay, let's write down the formula for Tn Sn. Tn formula in arithmetic is A plus n minus 1D, right? Sn is equals to n over 2 big bracket 2A plus n minus 1D. This is the formula you learn in this chapter. If you don't know these two formula, you cannot do this question. Impossible. It's impossible. Okay, so now let's plug in this formula. Okay, S6 will be 6 over 2. Let's go. Big bracket 2A, but the A I don't know. So let's just write A plus n minus 1, which is 6 minus 1, which is 5. And then D I don't know, so just write D. Okay, done. Equals 4 times T5. T5 will be A plus n minus 1D. A I don't know, it's okay. N is 5, 5 minus 1 is 4. And then D I don't know, so just write D. Okay. Okay, 6 divided 2, cut, left with 3. And then, okay, why not I just straight away expand, right? So 6 and 2 cut is 3, right? So 3 times 2A is 6A. 3 times 5D is 15D. Is equals to, this one also expand, 4 times A, 4A, 4 times 4, 16D. But they want you to show that D equals to 2A. So D will be the subject. You kena jadikan D single. So how to make the D single? Okay, if I am you, I will pindah yang ada D, I will put it on this side. So 16D minus 15D is 1D. And then plus 4A, move there, become minus 6 minus 4 is 2A, right? Actually, you want to move the D on this side, can also. But later your D will be negative lah. And then you have to tukar tanda. It means you have to change sign both sides. But can also lah, it's the same thing. Okay, I already show that the D is 2A. So I'll just write the word shown here. Okay, but the question also requests us to find what? They also say find value of D if the number of books in the first month is 3. This is easy. This is easy. You just put in D equals, okay, where should I write this? So shown here, and then D equals 2, like 2 times 3, and then the D is 6. Okay, yeah, that's all. Okay, so that's what the question wants, right? So yeah, that's all. Okay, I will just do my next part B. Part B, I'll do it here. Okay, B. He decides to sell part of his book collection in the 10 months to buy a bicycle that costs 1,200. Part of his book collection in the 10 months. So it's like T10, is it? T10 or S10? Okay, S10. Why S10? Because it's like in the 10th month, he already have a lot of books, right? If you do T10, you are only finding the amount of books in the 10th month, but he accumulate every month. So I think later is like S10, right? From the S10, he will sell part of books, right? Like part of the book. And then if you sell 30% of the total number of books accumulated in 10 months with the average price of each book 12 ringgit 50 cent, can he buy the bicycle? Provide your justification. Okay, let me tell you what's my plan now. So they even say here total number of books accumulated in 10 months. So my plan now is to find the S10, right? Is to find the total number of books in accumulated in 10 months first, and then times 30%. After times 30%, then I know how many number of books he sell. Okay, then I will know how many books he sell. And afterwards, I can times with the price of each book and then see whether I get more than 1,200 or less than 1,200. If more than 1,200, it means he can buy the bicycle lah. If less than 1,200 means it's not enough because yeah, it's like the money he earned from selling is less than 1,200 means is not enough to buy the bicycle. Okay, so let's start now. Find S10 first. So formula, same formula like I used just now lah. N over 2, 10 over 2, big bracket, 2a. Okay, this time you know the a already. What's the a? 3, right? Yeah, 3. They give here 2 times 3 plus n minus 1, which is 9, d is 6. Okay, if I press this, I'll get 5. 10 divided 2 is 5. 2 times 3, 6. 6 plus 54. 6 plus 9 times 6, 60. 60, huh? Okay, 60 times 5 is 300. Okay, this 300 represents what? It represents total number of books accumulated in 10 months. It means after 10 months, all the books he accumulated, including the first, second, third month, fourth month, fifth month, until the 10th month, all add together is 300 books. But he will only sell 30%, right? 30%. So 30% of the amount of books he will sell it. So let's tekan 30% times 300 and see how many he sell. Okay, if I press this, I'll get what? I will get 90. So he's planning to sell 90 books. But he sell for each book he will sell RM 12 ringgit 50 cents. So let's calculate how much money he earned, right? So if each book he sell 12 ringgit 50 cents, then if he sell 90 books, how much he earn? 12.5 times 90 lah. So okay, I press calculator, I get RM 1125. Okay, RM 1125. So now the question asks you, uh, can he buy the bicycle, right? So what is the bicycle cost? The bicycle price is 1,200. So what do you think? From selling the 30 books, is it enough money for him to buy the bicycle? The answer is no, right? So we have to write a sentence here. Kita kena tulis satu ayat yang jawab soalan dia. Can he buy the bicycle? We need to write no and provide your justification. So why? So I can say that no, because uh he sell. Okay, how they ask here? He decides to sell that cost RM because uh because uh he uh because he earns, okay, RM 1125, because he only, okay, I will just write he only earns lah, because he only earns RM 1125, which is not enough to buy the bicycle, right? To buy the bicycle, to buy the bicycle, which cost RM 1,200, right? And you can even tell them how much money he need, how much extra he need, right? So we can write here, because he only earns 1,125, which is not enough to buy the grocery, which cost, and he still needs RM. Okay, berapa lagi dia kena ada? We just take 1,200 minus 1,125. So let's press calculator. Okay, my calculator give me 75, right? So yeah, I'll just write like this, right? But actually in exam, you write until here is like good enough already lah. It doesn't have to be so perfect one lah, right? Like just write a sentence, just build a sentence, and then explain to them no, and then just tell them because it's not enough. Like, yeah, you don't have to write so perfect one, So okay, but this is how I would write it lah. Okay, so hope you understand. Sudah siap? Okay, now we are entering bahagian B. Okay, bahagian B, they will give you 3 questions and you will only have to choose 2 soalan, but I will do all of it. Okay, in paper 1, for revision purpose, I will do all of it. Okay, number 13, given the function gx here, okay, this is the undefined case, right? Yeah, x cannot equals negative 302 because if x negative 302, later your denominator here becomes 0 and then it becomes math error, right? So this is the undefined case, and then function gfx give here. So they give us gx, they give us gfx, and they want to find object of gx if image is 1 over 3. Okay, for question A1, we will not use this. Yeah, no, we won't use that because this one is like we only apa we tengah cari apa gx saja kan, so we just use this enough already. Okay, so gx, let's write down 2 over 3 plus 2x. Okay, the undefined case we don't have to write in our working. Okay, okay, so find the object of gx means find x lah. Okay, yeah, find object object is x when image is 1 over 3 and image is the gx. Okay. Okay, sometimes we call it fx, right? But in this case, the function is g, so that's why we call it gx. So you want to find x, and then the gx is 1 over 3, so you just sub inside lah. So it becomes 1 over 3 equals to 2 over 3 plus 2x. And how to find x? Okay, if you're trying to find x and your x duduk bawah, you should darab silang. So it becomes 3 plus 2x equals to 6, 2x equals to 3, 6 minus 3 is 3, x equals 3 over 2. So the object is 3 over 2. So this is quite easy, nothing much, that's all. Okay, number 2, given that x maps to itself under function g. Okay, when you see this, just straight away do gx equals x. Okay, and then find possible values of x. Okay, let me explain this. When they say x maps to itself under function g means, it means the object is x, the image, the object and image is the same thing. That's what it means, right? X maps to itself means the object and image is the same thing. So it means your x value and gx value is the same. That's why I write gx equals x. Okay, so what you have to do is just take the gx function, 2 over 3 plus 2x equals to x. Alright, so remember in exam, if you see this word map into itself, memeta kepada diri sendiri, you just do this. Okay, gx equals x. Okay, okay, sometimes it's not gx lah, sometimes it's fx or hx. So it depends on the question lah. Okay, they say find possible value. So maybe there is more than one answer. Maybe there's two answer, right? Yeah, I think there's two answer because when you multiply here, you get x squared already, right? Okay, so how to get rid of the fraction? Ini semua hantar jadi darab lah. So jadi times x times 3, 3x, x times 2x, 2x squared. So yeah, it becomes a quadratic now. Okay, if I move the 2x squared in front here, it becomes negative. So I don't like it. So why not I bring out everything to the other side? So it becomes 2x squared plus 3x. And then the 2 I move like this. And at the same time, I'm already arranging it in general form. Because later I have to press calculator because it's a quadratic, right? And then get the two answer lah. Okay, I'll press now. What is my A? 2. What is the B? 3. What's the C? Negative 2. Okay, my calculator give me 1 over 2 and negative 2. Right? So the x is 1 over 2, this one is negative 2. And we have to reverse the sign when you write inside the bracket. So the 2 bahagi pindah jadi times, and then plus 1 jadi minus 1. And then the minus 2, when you reverse the sign, become x plus 2. Okay, now you have the two answer, and that's all lah. Sudah siap already. Right? Yeah, this is also very easy. Okay, what about B1? B1, now we will use this information, the GFX, right? Because you remember just now they give us this, right? And we didn't use this for the A1, A2 question, right? We never used this. But now we did this already, okay? So I will do my B1 here. Where should I do it? Okay lah, I'll just do it here lah. I'll just do it here. So the B1, they just want to find fx, right? Okay, they give us gx, they give us gfx, right? And they want us to find fx. So how do we do it? Okay, if they give you a single function and they give you composite and they want you to cari balik the single function, you will always start with the composite function. So start with the composite. Let's write down composite. Gfx equals to what? 2 over 2x squared plus 3. And I want you to remember this type of question. If they give you a single function and a composite and ask you to cari balik the other single function, there is two method. There is two case. Okay, there is two case. Satu case is dalam punya function ada. And satu lagi case is dalam punya function tak ada. And you need to hafal. If the dalam punya function ada, it means you have the fx, you ada fx, then you have to use the more difficult method, which is you kena let. The cara is like kena let. But if dalam punya function tak ada, it means you tak ada fx, then you tak payah let. You don't need to let. Right? It means that one is like a bit easier one. So it means that there's two case, right? First case is when you start from the composite, you ada dalam punya function. And if you ada, then that one is like kena let. And kalau tak ada, then tak payah let. Right? And the one yang kena let will be like a bit more susah one. Right? Because they one have to hafal the steps. Right? Tapi kalau dalam tak ada, you can straight away tengok luar and like tak payah let. Like straight just do normally. Right? Okay, I'll show you now. So find fx, right? So I want to ask you, sekarang fx dalam ni, fx ada ke tak ada? This fx I have or I don't have? I don't have, right? I don't have. I'm trying to find, right? So tell me, is this kena let or tak payah let? This question. Tak payah let. Because tak ada. It's very easy to remember. Kalau ada dalam, kena let. Kalau tak ada dalam, tak payah let. So tak ada dalam kan? Nak cari mah. So tak ada lah. So tak ada, tak payah let lah. So then nak buat cara macam mana? Okay, kalau dalam tak ada, luar mesti ada. Okay, if the inside function don't have, the outside confirm have one. So you straight away look at the outside function, which is g, right? And you refer to gx. So gx is given here, 2 over 3 plus 2x. Okay, I'll write it here lah. Gx equals to 2 over 3 plus 2x. So you can see that this is function g, this is also function g. It means they are the same family. It means we can write down the 2 over 3 plus 2x here. But make sure you do when you write the 2 over 3 plus 2x, the x you have to replace with fx, right? So I repeat one more time, this is function g, this is function g, they are the same family, so we can write this whole thing down. But when we write it, the x have to change to fx, right? Because this bracket x change to bracket fx, so this x change to fx like this, right? So now you can find fx, you just darab silang and then pindah, and then you get the fx, right? Okay, but I do want to tell you that if your dalam punya function ada, this one dalam tak ada, right? Dalam tak ada, that's why you do it like this. But kalau dalam ada, then it's a complete different method one. Completely different method. They one have to let y equals bracket, cari x, and then have to rewrite the whole thing. That one lain punya cara. But I will not go into details. I will just mention it briefly now so that you aware of that. Okay, and you need to know both method. You need to study both. Okay, okay. But for now, I will just continue from here and finish this question. Okay, I will darab silang. I will cross multiply. So because my fx, I want to find fx and my fx duduk bawah. So when you have single fraction on both sides, something over something equals something over something, you just darab silang lah. Okay, 2 times 2x squared is 4x squared. 2 times 3 is 6 like this. And then this one, 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2fx is 4fx. So how to find fx? Okay, the 6 minus 6 can cut. So your fx will be 4x squared divided 4, which is x squared, right? And that's your answer. Fx equals x squared, right? Okay, sudah siap. Now we can do B2. Okay, number 2. Hence, determine the inverse function of fx exists or not. Give your justification. So how do we know whether this function have inverse or not? Okay, let's talk about type of relation. Let's talk about type of relation. So type of relation, you learn there is 4 types, right? Do you remember what are the 4 types? 1 to 1, many to 1, 1 to many, many to many. And we need to know only 1 to 1 and many to 1 is considered function, right? Okay, and what's the definition of function? Every object can only have only one image, right? That's why only these two considered function. One to many is not function, because it's like one object have two image. Then it's not correct already. It has to be every object one image, then only is considered function, right? But the question is not asking you whether it's a function or not. The question is asking you whether it has inverse or not. So which one have inverse? Only 1 to 1. Only 1 to 1 relation has inverse, right? Only 1 to 1, right? But I want to explain using graph also, right? Because sometimes they don't give us the arrow diagram. And if they don't give us the arrow diagram, we don't know what is the type of relation. If they give us, then we can just check the arrow diagram lah. But sometimes they give in graph form, right? So in graph form, what if they give something like this? So I'll just give an example like this, right? And another one, I'll just give, I'll just put like this. Okay, or maybe something like this, right? Okay, so if they give like this, how do we know whether it's function or not? Okay, for function, we can do the vertical line test. Yeah, we can do the vertical line test. It means we just do the test, vertical line, draw any vertical line. And if the vertical line cuts the graph at one point, then it means it's a function. But if it cuts more than one point, it means it's not a function, right? But what about if we want to test whether have inverse or not? This one, we do the horizontal line test. So I repeat, if you want to test whether function on the graph, you do vertical line test, right? And this one, you do horizontal line test. Okay, if you want to test whether have inverse. Okay, now let's do this question. They want you to determine the inverse of fx exists or not. So what is your fx function? X squared, right? And do you know this is a quadratic curve? It's a quadratic. And do you know that quadratic is a many to one? Okay, if you don't know, make sure you know now. Every quadratic equation is a many to one relation. Because when it looks like this, when you do the horizontal line test, it will cut at 2 points, right? And also, yeah, it means two different, how to say, two different x coordinate will give you one y coordinate. It means two input will give you one output. Two input will give you one output. It means it's a many to one. Okay, actually every quadratic curve is like that. Okay, when you see quadratic, automatic is like this. That is why we can say that this has no inverse, right? We will just say no inverse. So they say determine whether the inverse have exist or not. So I will say does not have inverse. Does not has inverse. And what's the reason? Because you can say because it's not a one to one, right? It's not one to one, but there's a better way to write it. You can also say because when tested with horizontal line test, okay, because when tested with horizontal line test, comma, the line cuts the graph uh cuts the graph at two different points. Okay, and then titik. Okay, if you stop here, it's good enough already. Okay, but if you want to like, if I want to, how to say, be more safe, I can also say uh hence hence fx is not one to one. Yeah. Okay, it's not one to one relation. One to one relation. Okay, but I want you to know, actually in exam you don't have to write so complete one. But of course now I'm teaching you, so I will tell you everything. I will teach you the most complete, like how to write, or how to hit all the key points, right? But in exam, if you write like fx is not one to one, like it's already good enough already. Okay, so this is how I would do it. So does not has inverse. Reason, because when tested with horizontal line, the line cuts the graph at two different points. Hence, fx is not one to one relation. Okay, so yeah, this is the best way, the most complete. Okay, because you never leave out anything. You just write everything there. Okay, so this is the notes lah, right? So make sure you know all this. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, let's do number 14. This is an indices log question, right? Because I see log already. Okay, soalan A. Given that log 3 base 5 is J, log 4 base 5 is K. Okay, both information is in base 5. Okay, that's what I noticed straight away. Log 3 base 5 is J, log 4 base 5 is K. And now what do you want to find? Log 36 base 5. Oh, the question also asking for base 5. So the base is same already. Expressed in terms of JK. Okay, when we are doing indices or log question, doesn't matter, indices or log, you should always check the base. The first thing is you always check the base and try to make it same base kalau boleh lah, kalau boleh. And if it's not same base, there's not much you can do, right? So this one is already same base already. The information is base 5. The soalan is also base 5. So we don't have to change base. We can proceed. We can straight away do it, right? But I don't have log 36 base 5. I don't have. I only have log 3 base 5, log 4 base 5, and log 5 base 5. Okay, log 5 base 5 is 1. Yeah. So what I will do now is I will try to change the 36. I will try to pecahkan. I try to, because I don't have 36. I only have 3, 4, and 5, right? So let me ask you, 36 boleh bahagi 5 tak? Tak boleh. 36 boleh bahagi 4 tak? Boleh. 36 can divide 4. 4 times 9 is 36, right? And then later single log times, you can become separate log plus. And then it becomes log 54 plus log 59. But the problem is you have log 54, but you don't have log 59. So the 9, let's pecahkan lagi lah. So 9, we all know, can divide by 3, right? 9 cannot divide 4, cannot divide 5, but 9 can divide 3, which is 3 times 3. So you can write 3 square like this, right? Or you want to write 3 times 3, can also. It's the same. Now only I will change to separate log. Because now when I change to separate log, I will have everything. So it becomes single log times separate log plus. So log 54 plus log 5, 3 power 2, and the power can letak depan. So now log 54, you just put K, and then log 53 is J. And that's the answer. Okay. Okay, let's do B now. B says what? Given that this one equals to this, find A ratio B ratio C. Okay, this type of question, find A ratio B ratio C. Okay, let's look at the soalan. 9 power A equals 3. Okay, the square root I will immediately change to power 1 over 2. So it becomes B like this, power 1 over 2. And then equals 3 power C. But we can write this differently because B times 1 over, when you have the power side by side like this, you can times, take the power times. So you're left with B over 2. Okay, now how to continue? Okay, they want to find A ratio B ratio C. Okay, let's try to make it same base lah. Because I realize can change to same base, right? Because this one is base 3, and I know 9 can change to base 3. So let's try to do that. 3 power 2A. Okay, because 9 is 3 power 2. But then it's like you have to power A ma. So 2 times A is 2A lah. And then equals to 3 power B over 2 equals to 3 power C. Okay, so far it's like that. Now the problem is how can I find the ratio? Okay, what if I separate this into two equations like this, and then another one I separate like this, right? Let's see what happens. 3 power 2A equals 3 power B over 2. And then the other one, 3 power B over 2 equals 3 power C. Right? Yeah, you can do like that because they said this one equals this one equals this. Means these three things is the same thing. So it means ini boleh sama dengan ini boleh sama dengan ini boleh sama dengan ini, semua boleh sama. Right? That's why you are allowed to do like that. Right? And after you reach here, I realize same base both sides. So we can compare. So if the base is summer for both sides, then the power automatic will be same both sides. So you can compare the power. The power will be same. 2A is B over 2. And now you can, now the 2 become 4A equals B. And now you can find A over B, which is 1 over 4. It means A ratio B is 1 ratio 4. Okay, let me explain a bit why, what's the reason of me doing it like this. Because they want to find ratio, right? And do you know ratio is like fraction? So if I tell you A ratio B is the same as A over B. If I tell you B ratio C is the same as B over C. That is why what I try to do is like I try to make it into like a rainbow format like this, and then change to fraction so that I can convert to ratio. But I need to combine this ratio with the C ratio later. So I think I have to do this also. Okay, same thing lah. Same base both sides. So we can compare. If the base is same on both sides, the power will be same also. So B over 2 is C, and then change to rainbow format. This one is rainbow format. And then jadikan B over C is 2 over 1. So B ratio C is 2 ratio 1. But this is not the answer yet. They want A ratio B ratio C. So I will write here A ratio B ratio C. Okay, A ratio B is 1 ratio 4, and then B ratio C is 2 ratio 1. But you cannot tell me like, oh, you just plus 4 plus 2 becomes 6 like that. No, 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 cannot. If you want to merge these two together, if you want to, how to say, compress and make it like into one, you have to make sure the number here and the number here same. If it's same, then only how to say, you can like press this down. Like you can combine lah, you can combine. So how to make sure it's same? You take this one times 2 lah. Right? So when you times 2, it becomes what? It becomes A ratio B ratio C, it becomes 1 ratio 4 here. And then the 2 times 2 becomes 4 ratio 1. And why I do like that? I told you already, because I want this number and this number to be same. Okay, so that I can combine. So now I can combine. So silap already. This one also have to times 2, right? Sorry. So this one should be 2. You understand, right? Because 2 times 2 is 4, 1 like that. Okay, now it's same already. Now we can combine. So when we press this, okay, when we, how to say, tekan them, compress this, it become 1 ratio. Now same can compress, become 2. So this is the answer. 1 ratio 4 ratio 2. Okay, so hope you understand. So that's all right. Okay. Okay, soalan C, what is this? Solve the following simultaneous equation. Okay, so they already tell us it's simultaneous. So later have to use substitution method or the elimination method lah. Penggantian cara or penghapusan. Okay, let's look at the first equation first. I can see that the log base is not same already. Whenever we do log question or indices question, straight away look at the base, right? So this one, the base is already not same. So try to make it same base, right? I don't even care what the second equation, because when it's different base, there's nothing you can do. So just change the same base. Okay, but before changing, the 2 have to naik atas dulu. So it becomes log y. Okay, the 2 can become 2 like that, 9 equals 1. All right, and then this one, now you can change base. And the formula is like this. Log 3, because you want base 3 now. And then y power 2 tulis atas, 9 tulis bawah. And then equals 1 here, log 3x. Okay. It means I try to change everything to base 3. Okay, why I choose base 3 is because this one is 3, this one is 9. They both can change to base 3. So the best option is change everything to base 3. Okay, log 9 base 3 cut can become 2 here. Okay, because 9 is 3 power 2 and then 2 hantar depan. So you just left with 2 times 1. So it's 2 lah. Okay, now we will take everything times 2 because I want to get rid of the fraction, right? So it becomes log 3x minus log 3y square equals to 2. Okay, the over 2 hilang already because I times 2 already, right? So this is how my equation looks like now. Okay. Okay, but what about the other equation? So the other equation looks like this. Okay. So how can we do simultaneous later if the log base starts summer? So the log base is not same, huh? Uh Let me think. Okay. Uh okay, Tupper, we just do it, it's okay. So this one, okay, but this one is like same base log, right? So it's already same base, so we don't have to change the base anymore. Okay, and it doesn't make sense if you change to base 3, right? Because it's like 2 and 3, there's no connection, so you shouldn't do that. So I think what I will do is I will try to combine them lah, because this one is separate log plus. Separate log plus boleh gabung jadi single log times. So it becomes single log and then everything becomes one big family. So it becomes 4y times 2 times with the 1 over 2x and then equals to 2 lah. Okay, this one when you times, you will get 4y divided 2x, which is 2y over x. The x still duduk bawah, betul lah? Yeah, correct ah. And then negative 2 divided 2x, then negative 1, but the x duduk bawah like this, right? And don't forget to write log 2 here equals to 2. Okay, let's do the same for this one. Because this one we can also combine jadi single log, right? Because they are both same base already. And then it's separate log minus. So separate log minus, you can combine jadi single log divide. Single log bahagi. So siapa bahagi siapa? X bahagi y square lah. This, right? Okay, now the problem is how to do simultaneous using these two, right? One is base 3, one is base 2. So it's like how to do? Okay, I think I will convert to index form. It means I will do anti-log. Yeah. Because this one is log something base something equals something. This one also log something base something equals something. So we can perform anti-log. How to perform anti-log is you pindah the log base to the other side. And then when you do that, the log base becomes the number base. And then the 2 becomes power. So it becomes like this, right? And then here we do the same also. 2y. Oh, since the denominator is same, I can straight away merge. Yeah, combine like this, right? And then it will becomes equals to this one, perform anti-log. It becomes 2 power 2, which is 4 lah, right? So here becomes 4, right? And then the x move here become times, and then 2y minus 1. And then here also you can simplify a bit. 3 square is 9, and then y square. Okay, now you can do substitution. Okay, finally I see the jalan already. So this one is equation 1, this one is equation 2, and then sub 1 into 2 lah, right? Sub equation 1 into 2. So it becomes 2y minus 1 equals 4x. X is 9y square. Okay, so 4 times 9 is 36y square. And since the y square is already positive, so I don't want to pindah here. Because if I pindah here, it becomes negative. So instead I pindah the 2y pergi sana jadi minus 2y, minus 1 jadi plus 1. And then press calculator, and hopefully I get 2y answer. And then we will masuk balik cari x lah. Okay, let's press calculator. So what's the A? 36, the B negative 2, the C 1. They give me imaginary answer. So that means I did something wrong here. 4y minus 2 over 2x. Y minus 2 over 2x. So this one is, if I take out 2, it's 2y minus 1 over 2x, right? Cut. So 2y minus 1 over x. So this one correct already. 2 power 2 is 4. This one is, okay. This one, did I do it correctly? Log base 3. Okay, let me tengok balik the soalan. Log 9y power 2. Correct lah. Change to base 3. So base 3. So y power 2 atas 9 bawah. Log 9 base 3 is 2. This one correct. But when you times 2, this one becomes, this one got 2 lah. Yeah. Because when you time everything times 2 ma, right? So this one should be 2 log 3x. And then this one, when you times 2, the 2 cut already lah. And then 1 times 2, 2. So I left out the 2 here. So this should be what? There should be a 2 here, right? Okay, so let me, sorry. Okay, so let me, what happened? Okay, so let me correct myself here. So I think this part is wrong already. Yeah, this part is wrong already. So this part I have to redo all over again. And also this part only, This part only starting from here wrong. Yeah. Okay, so let me correct myself. So how should I do it? So I tertinggal the 2 here, so it should be right. Okay, if got 2 in front, then I cannot straight away combine. I need to make sure these 2 naik atas jadi power dulu. I need to make sure in front depan sini tak ada number baru boleh combine. So it should becomes log 3x power 2 minus log 3y square equals to now only you combine separate log minus single log divide. So it becomes x square over y square equals 2. And now it becomes x square over y square. Perform anti-log. 3 power 2 becomes 9. And then x square equals 9y square. Right? Now, we can do substitution method. But this one got square. So I will not try to cari xy single from here. Saya takkan jadikan XY single daripada sini. Instead, I will do it the other way. I think I'll try to jadikan X single dari sini. Or you want to cari Y single from here also can, and then ganti here. Okay. Yeah. Because this one is like satu equation is linear, right? But the other one is non-linear because power 2, right? So it's better to start from the linear. So I will try to find X here, which is 2y minus 1 over 4 lah. And I'll call this equation 1, and this is equation 2, and then sub 1 into 2. Yeah, this is how I would do it. So now it becomes this x, you just sub inside lah. So it becomes bracket square equals to 9y square. For the x, it's 2y minus 1 over 4. Okay, this one, atas pun kena square, bawah pun kena square. So when you take bawah square, you get 16. But a lot of you will salah here because when you do atas square, you just take 2y square and then you write 4y square and then negative 1 square plus 1. Wrong, this one wrong. You can take 2y square, but afterwards you have to take 2y times negative 1 times 2. So 2y times negative 1, negative 2 times 2, negative 4y. And then baru ambil negative 1 square. This is the correct method. And then equals 9y square. 16 pindah atas lah. So it becomes what? Becomes 4y square minus 4y plus 1 equals 9 times 16. Just press. So my calculator give me 144y square. But I'm trying to find y, right? And now your y got square, so this is a quadratic. But if I move the 144 here, my a later become negative. So I tak suka, so I pindah the other side. So 144 minus 4 is 140. And then negative 4 pindah sana jadi plus 4y. Plus 1 jadi minus 1. It means my 0 will be on this side. And now I press calculator because it's a quadratic, right? So what's the answer? A is 140, B is 4, C is negative 1. Okay, this time the calculator give me a real answer already. So let me make space. So what will be the answer here? Y equals negative 1 over 10. Oh, that's the second answer. My calculator give me second answer is negative 1 over 10. And what's the first answer? The first answer is 1 over 14. Okay, no problem. Okay, so this is the answer lah. But they asked to we have to write the bracket here, right? And also here also have to write 0 equals. So how to reverse this? 14y minus 1 lah. And then this one is 10y plus 1. Okay. Okay, but what do you want to find? Solve, right? Solve means cari x dengan y lah. But my y ada dua jawapan. So my x also got dua jawapan lah. Right? So let's sub inside this equation to find the x, the corresponding x value. So I will write here when y equals 1 over 14. And then I sub into equation 1. So x equals to 2y minus 1 over 4. And this one is 1 over 14. And then later I press calculator here. And then do again for the second answer. When y negative 1 over 10, my x will be 2y minus 1 over 4. My y is negative 1 over 10. And then press again. Okay, let's use calculator. 2 over 14. 1 over 7. And then minus 1, answer divide 4. Okay, my calculator give me negative 27 over 28. And then the other one, 2 times negative 1 over 10 is negative 1 over 5. And then minus 1, and then answer divide 4. Okay, my calculator give me negative 3 over 10. Okay. Okay, I'm looking at the schema, and the answer is not same. And I'm not sure why. Log 3x over y equals 1. Times 2. Times 2. Log x 3 power 2 minus log 3. X square over y square equals 3 power 2, 9y square. Okay, xy is this number here. Okay. 3y. Okay, wait, let me try something. 2y minus 1 over 4 equals 3y. So it's 12y minus 2y equals 1. So it's 10y. So my y can be 1 over 10. Because so it's negative 1. Negative 1, right? 12y, yeah, 2y minus 1. Okay, so this one is correct, right? But this one, how come is negative 1 over 10? Wait, 2y minus 1. Okay, I think I did it correctly, right? 4y minus 2y minus 1 over x equals to 4. 4 times x, 4x. 4x, 2y minus 1 over 4. Y is negative 1 over 10. Okay, so what if I square root 3y? So it's 12y minus 2y, 10y negative. Okay, I think I did correctly. Yeah, I think I did correctly. Maybe it's the schema wrong lah. Or maybe I made some careless mistake somewhere. But for now, I think I did everything correctly. I double check already. Okay, I don't know lah. Maybe some of you, if you notice my mistake, you tell me lah. But I think I did correctly. The schema, they put 1 over 10 here. Yeah, they put 1 over 10 here. So yeah, it's like okay, x is this one, y is this one. So can x be negative? Can x be negative? Y negative. Okay lah, class. I think I'll just stick to my answer here. X equals negative 27 over 28, comma, y equals 1 over 14. And then the other set of answers is when x is 1 over 14, sorry, negative 3 over 10. Negative 3 over 10. My y is negative 1 over 10. Okay, but it's not same with the schema answer lah. Okay, but I will stick to my working for now, right? If you guys notice anything, you guys tell me in the comments. Okay, all right, I will just leave it at that. Okay, let's continue. Okay, number 15. This is the last question, last part. So what is this? Table 1 shows the values of x for this equation and 2y minus x equals 0. Okay, you need to know something. If the equation have x square, y square, it's a circle. Because you learn in locus already, right? When you find locus, sometimes they will ask you to find equation of circle. And the equation of circle looks like this. The other x square, y square, other x, y number macam tu. So this is a circle. And this one is a straight line. Yeah, this one is straight line, but this one is a circle, right? And then they give us a table like this, and then A, complete the values of y in table 1. I mean, complete the whole thing, right? Okay, this is the first time I see that they ask to draw the circle, right? Okay, actually in mathematics, if you got take mathematics, they will ask to draw circle, because in mathematics, got locus, right? They will ask you to draw locus. But in mathematics, usually they will give you square grid. Yeah, they will give you square grid, right? But this one is the first time they ask to draw in the graph paper. Yeah, because later they give you graph paper here. And this is the first time I see like soalan yang suruh lukis circle tapi guna the graph paper. Like my first time, okay? But it should be easy also, because if you can draw in a square grid means you can draw in the graph paper lah. It's like lebih kurang sama saja. Just follow the skala yang dia bagi lah. Okay, but first I need to find out all these value first, and I need to use calculator. So this one is y equals square root 16 minus x square, so bracket square, and the x I have to sub in with all this value. So let's put in negative 3 here. So now it becomes 16 minus positive 9. Use calculator lah. Yeah, 16 minus 9, and then square root answer. So what's the answer here? 2 point. Okay, write in 2 decimal place lah, because later you have to plot these points, right? So when you plot graph, you should always write 2 decimal place, right? So this one is 2.65. Okay, now for negative 2, so just replace this with negative 2. Now press this 16 minus 4, which is 12, and then square root answer. Okay, my calculator give me, okay, write in 2 decimal place also, 3.46 positive. Okay, so just write 3.46. Okay, do the same here. Negative 1 square is positive 1, and then square root 15. Okay, you will get 3.87. Okay, what if you sub x 0 here? Okay, 0 square is 0, 16 minus 0 is 0, square root 16 is 4. But the 4 can be positive, negative, right? So it can be 4, it can be negative 4. Okay. Oh, by the way, this one and this one is the same thing, right? The only difference is they put the negative in front. It means the answer here will be the same with the answer here, just cut under saja. So the 2.65 will be negative 2.65. Yeah, because it's basically just the negative depan. So I think I can straight away write this also negative 3.46. This is negative 3.87. Okay, what about if x is 1 here? 1 square is 1, 16 minus 1, 15. Square root 15, same, sama macam tadi lah. You get the same thing, right? 3.87. Okay. And for this one will be negative 3.87. Okay. All right. Next one, if you sub 2, I think you will get same. Yeah, because when you sub 2 here, you square, you get 4, right? But if you sub negative 2 square, also you get 4. So let's just salin daripada sini. 3.46, negative 3.46. And then when you sub 3, you tekan, you will get same with this. 2.65, negative 2.65. And I already explained just now why this one you just letak negative saja. It's because this one is the same thing as this. It's just that the negative, you kena tukar tanda lah. Take the answer. Okay, what about this? X bahagi 2. So negative 4 bahagi 2 is negative 2. Negative 3 bahagi 2 is negative 1.5. 2 bahagi 2, negative 1. This one is negative 1 over 2, so 0.5. 0 divided 2 is 0. 1 divided 2, 0.5 positive. 2 divided 2, 1. 3 divided 2, positive 1.5. 4 divided 2, 2. So I think this one is for the circle. Yeah, this one is for the circle, right? Because this equation actually come from this one. It's just that they pindah the x square and then pindah the square jadi square root. That's why it looks like this. And then for this one is the straight line. This one is the straight line. Because if you look at the equation straight line here, when you pindah the minus x become x, and then times 2 become over 2. So that's why it looks like this, right? So we have all the value to plot for the straight line, and we have all the value to plot for the circle, right? So now I will do B. So A done. B, use provided graph paper, okay? And then they say using scale 2 cm to 1 unit, draw the graph, right? Okay, so if you look at your table, the circle punya positive value, other positive, other negative, right? And it's like same, how to say? They are same value, right? Same value. It's just that they are different sign. So if I am you, I will just place my 0 in the middle like this, right? Because even for the straight line also same. You see the highest value is 2, the smallest value is negative 2, right? And then the x coordinate also, paling besar is 4, paling rendah is negative 4. So it's like you will put the 0 in the middle, okay? Because yeah, because there's like equal amount of negative value and the equal amount of with the equal amount of positive value. So the 0 is best to put it in the middle. And they say 2 cm, okay, this one lebih kurang middle lah. And then they say 2 cm to how many unit? 1 unit. But the x have to cukup sampai 4. So is it enough space? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Cukup lah. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then later your x right here lah. Okay, but the one later I write. Okay, so this one is negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Okay, for here it will be 1, 2. Okay, for the y coordinate paling besar pergi sampai 2.65, 3.87, sampai 4. So I think here also you have to use until 4. So 3, 4 like this. Okay, and then yang bawah pun sama. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Okay, so now I will draw my axis. So this is how it looks like. Okay, wait for me. Okay, so like this. Okay, let me make the line thicker. Okay, boleh. Okay, so this one also same. You draw from here, here. Okay, this is how my axis looks like. Now we can plot the points, right? So use a scale 2 cm. Okay, boleh. All right, so the first point, negative. Let's plot the circle first. Negative 4, 0, and 4, 0. Negative 4, 0, and 4, 0. Negative 4, 0, and 4, 0. Right? And then 2.65, negative 2.65. But this one and this one is the same point, right? Sorry. It should be like this. It should be like this. It should be the x coordinate negative 3, 2.65, and then negative 3, negative 2.65. But then here also, here is at the 3, right? So it's like I have to plot 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 4 point. Yeah, there's like 4 points to plot. Okay, let's plot negative 3, 2.65 first. Negative 3, 2.65. Okay, negative 3 is here. 2.65 is just 2. Okay, you can 9 sampai 3 lah. 3 turun 1 is 2.9, 2.8, 2.7, 2.6, so 6.5. I think it's here. It means the 3 you have to turun 3/4 and then turun setengah. Okay, turun 3.5, right? Okay, but you will also have another point at negative 2.65. So this is negative 3, and this one is negative 3.5. So 2.6, 2.65. Okay, so it's like this. Okay, yeah, it means negative 3, 2.65, negative 3, negative 2.65. Yeah, I think this is what it means. Okay, now I want to plot. Okay, so this one done, done. Okay, I want to plot this one 3, 2.65, 3, negative 2.65. So where is it? 3 is here, 2.65. Okay, middle here is 2.5. Here is 2.6, and then 65 is just like here. Lah. Okay, same thing down here, negative 2.65. So this one is negative 2.5, negative 2.6, negative 2.65. So it's at the middle here. It means 2.5 kena turun 1,5. Okay, you turun 1/4 and then turun half. Okay, 0.9, 2.8, 9.8, 2.7. Yeah, lebih kurang lah. Okay, good enough. Okay, now let's do the next point. Negative 2, 3.46. Negative 2, 3.46. So negative 2 is here. 3.46 is just 3. Tambah 1, 3.1. Tambah lagi 3.2. Tambah 3.3. Here 3.4. And if you tambah lagi 3.5. So 46 is like somewhere here, right? And then negative 3.46 is also same. 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3. Like lebih kurang here lah. It's like somewhere in between negative 3.4 and negative 3.5, right? Because 3.46 ma. So like this. Okay, on this side also same. 2, 3.46. So 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4. So somewhere here lah. Okay, negative 3.46, but the x coordinate is also 2. So negative 3, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.46. So somewhere here. Okay. All right. This is good enough. Next one, negative 1, 3.87. So let's go. Negative 1, 3.87. 3 is, okay, 4 is here, right? So if you minus 1, 3.9. And if you minus 1, 3.8. But I want 3.87. So it should be 3.9 turun sikit. So it's like 4 turun 1 turun sikit, right? Okay, same here. When the x is negative 1, you also go to negative 3.97, which is negative 4. Naik, naik. Okay, wait, what's the coordinate? I forgot. Oh, 3.87, bukan 3.97, 3.87. So 3.87 means what? You naik 1 and then naik sikit lah. Because naik 1 is negative 3.9. So naik lagi sikit is lebih kurang 3.87 lah. This one also same, right? You turun 1, turun sikit. Because turun 1 is 3.9, turun lagi sikit. Okay, there's also for the other side, right? For the other side. The other side is 1, 3.87, negative 3.87. So the y coordinate is same like just now, but the x coordinate is 1 this time. So 3.87. 4 turun 1, 3.9. Turun lagi sikit, 3.87. So here. Same thing down here. 1, okay, negative 4 is here. Naik 1 is negative 3.9. But 3.87 is naik lagi sikit lah. So yeah. Okay, finally, we already finished all the points, but we still have one more. This one done, 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 done. This one all done already. The only thing left is this. When x is 0, the y is 4 and negative 4. So y is 0, x is 4 and negative 4. So like this, like this. Okay. Okay, I recommend drawing the circle now. Okay. Don't plot the points for the straight line first, because otherwise later there's so many points. Later you confuse which point join which point, then later you join the wrong point, then salah already. So I recommend drawing it now. So you can, I think you have to use compass for this. Right. Yeah, you have to use compass. Okay. But I will use this tool. I'm using my laptop, so I will use this tool instead. But you have to use compass actually. You have to bring compass to the exam. Okay. And make sure you join all the point. Okay. So okay, let me fix this. Okay, is this good enough? Okay. Let me adjust. So I think if you use compass, draw it, it will look nice. Okay. So yeah. Don't forget to write the equation. X square plus y square plus x square equals 16. That's the equation of circle. Okay, now it's time to plot the straight line. Okay, straight line ada apa? When x is negative 4, y is negative 2. So negative 4, negative 2. Where is it? Negative 4, negative 2. This is negative 4, negative 2. Next one, negative 3, negative 1.5. So where is negative 3, negative 1.5? Negative 3, negative 1.5 is here lah. Negative 1, negative 2, middle lah. Negative 1.5. Okay. Okay, next one. Negative 2, negative 1. Okay, boleh. -2, -1 here lah. Right. Okay, next. -1, -0.5. -1, -0.5. I think it's here. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, correct. Okay, next. 0, 0. Okay, this one easy lah. This one 0, 0. Okay, what about on the other side? The other side will be 1, 0.5. Okay, boleh. So here. Next. 2, 1, 3, 1.5. 2, 1, 3, 1.5. So 2, 1 here. 3, 1.5 is here. Okay, because 1.5, right? So middle lah. Okay, the last one. 4, 2. Okay, 4, 2. This one. Okay, so that's yep. Now we join all the points like that. And then that's all. Okay, but they got give us domain, right? So you shouldn't panjangkan the line. Because if you remember, they got say that they want you to draw from -4 to 4. It means they got give you the range of the domain. So you have to make sure you don't panjangkan the line. Okay, what is the equation? 2y minus x equals 0. So that's the equation of straight line. Okay, sudah siap saya punya B. Okay, let's do C now. So B done. Okay, C. Hence state the values of y. What? What y they are talking about? State the values of y. What y? This y? I already complete the y, right? So which y are they talking about? Okay, I think they want to find the value of y for the okay, I think they want the y for the intersection point lah. Okay, but they didn't mention it clearly, right? They should actually say like maybe say like intersection point or something, right? But I think what they want is the intersection point between the straight line and the circle. Okay, so let's find out the intersection point. So I think it's here, and another one is here, right? But you have to tarik to y-axis because they're asking for y, right? So when you tarik to y-axis, it will be like here, right? So you use your ruler, draw a dotted line, and then you will get the answer here. Okay. What about here if you tarik? So you will tarik like this, right? So you will get here, right? So you can see that the y coordinate is negative lebih kurang 1.8, and then this one is positive 1.8. So we can say that the y coordinate, the y is negative 1.8, and the other one is positive 1.8, right? Okay, I know the schema, right? Negative 1.78. And let me tell you, it's impossible to read 1.78 from your graph. It's impossible. It's impossible. Because this one is -2. You naik satu kotak is -1.9. This one is -1.8. And then this one is -1.7, right? So there's no lines here, right? So my one is here, lah. My arrow is here, right? But how are you supposed to read 1.78? It's impossible. Okay, right? Unless you do the simultaneous equation punya cara. Because when you're finding intersection point, you will take these two equations and then do simultaneous. Okay, if you do simultaneous, you will get the exact accurate answer. And I'm sure if you do that, you will get 1.78, right? But this question is worth 1 mark. And also the question never asks properly, right? They just say state the values of y. But we don't know what y, right? They should actually say like, at least like, say, find the intersection point or something like that, right? Okay, but I think I'll just do it like this. Yeah, I'll just leave it like this, right? Because it's only 1 mark. So I think I just take the y coordinate of the intersection point. Okay, is that the whole paper? Oh yeah, this is the last question. Okay, so that's it. All right, I'll see you next video. Bye bye.